sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Frey Show on 97.1 FM Talk.
Well, it's a Thursday. It's the last day of April, guys. That's crazy. It's almost May. It's going to be May tomorrow.
Yeah, it's going to be May, you
Say
guys. It's going to be May.
Say it like JT.
It's going to be May.
Sing it with a little attitude. Act like your hair is super curly.
It's going to be May.
That's simultaneously better and worse. I appreciate that. Congressional maps are a pop-in story right now. Yesterday, the Florida legislature, House and Senate passed new maps.
This is a huge story.
In a day, the Florida legislature's like, hold my pina colada. What do you have in Florida? What is patently Florida beverage?
Mint julep.
No, that's Kentucky.
I don't know.
What is it?
It's
You go to
probably a
Hawaii, you
pina
have a
colada.
Mai Tai. You go to Florida, you have an Ensure. I don't know.
Ooh, that's good.
Which is why one of the justifiable reasons that Florida, according to Ron DeSantis, is offering as a reason why they need to redistrict. Because the amount of people, think about the last time the census was performed, 2020. Then did they do it again? Like, did they? Well, I don't even know.
The 2020 census just lasted into 21. It just went forever because of COVID.
Well, the migration of people going, heck no, with the states that they currently lived in, where they're all moving to Florida. You've thought about it. If you are still here in the listening audience right now, I know that you've thought about moving to Florida. There's a million reasons why you haven't. We're still here. I've thought about it. Ryan, have you thought about it?
Yes.
Brad, have you thought about it?
Yeah, absolutely.
On a regular basis. I keep going back.
Actively looking for a reason.
People will talk to me about, our trips to Florida, and yes, we go to the Evil Mouse, and my husband and I, when we go, we are just happy to be in Florida. You get there and you get off the plane and you're like, all right, there it be. It's Florida. So you have the benefit of a beautiful climate and everything, of course, but the common sense, guys, I've been telling you about Ron DeSantis. I supported Ron DeSantis in the primary because I didn't think Donald Trump could win the presidency, let alone maybe the primary. I didn't think he could win the presidency. I was just incredibly wrong on that. It's not that I didn't want him to win a second term. I just didn't realistically think that this man was yet again going to pull a rabbit out of a hat. And here we are, and we're all better for it. There were reports a few weeks ago that a few weeks before that, Ron DeSantis was at a meeting in Florida somewhere with President Donald Trump. I had my suspicions of what that might have been. I was thinking, here comes the attorney general position that I've been dreaming of having Ron DeSantis take. A lot of people right now are talking about Ron DeSantis for the Supreme Court.
Oh.
And I don't want that because I want him to be, I love his politics. I love his style. There are people out there listening right now who, just upon hearing me say that I was pro Ron DeSantis in the primary, you are writing me off. But you know what? I'm just going to invite you to consider being more open-minded than that. We're all on the same team. If you don't feel like you're on my team, I feel like I'm on your team, and we'll just have to agree to disagree on that. We're all fighting for the same gosh darn thing here. We're fighting to be more like Florida. So you have a redistricting bomb go off yesterday when the Supreme Court rules that the Voting Rights Act does not permit states like Louisiana to snake a district through the state of Louisiana so that they can get a second majority-minority congressional district. You might even suggest that it's a bit racist to think that somebody would only want to vote for a person based on their color of their own skin, or the color of the skin of the person who's working hard to represent them.
I would suggest that.
If it's like a skin thing, it's kind of what racism is.
Kind of race-based.
Racist. So yesterday, that bomb goes off, and they say, no, sorry, the Constitution doesn't allow you to do that. And in my mind, it's like one of those cartoons where everybody just starts running back and forth. Like you're just running until there's a wall, and then you just turn around and you pivot and you go to the next corner, and everybody's got their hands flailing in the air. And when they're running, there's smoke coming up and dust coming up behind them. It is a free-for-all. Some of those people are super pumped. Some of those people are panicking, the biggest panic that you've ever seen panicked. But whatever happens next, yesterday was an incredibly important day in what happens in the future with our congressional makeup. Here's Shannon Bream on Brett Baer yesterday.
Against a black majority district in Louisiana that rolls back a key provision of the Voting Rights Act. We get details tonight from Fox News chief legal correspondent, anchor of Fox News Sunday, Shannon Bream.
Certainly, the precedent of this decision will impact other states.
As redistricting fights across the country aim to reshape the midterm playing field, the Supreme Court has issued a decision that could send states scrambling to redraw maps in a move seen favorable to Republicans and one that has the potential to impact somewhere in the neighborhood of roughly 20 current congressional districts.
Would you consider a win for who?
A win for Republicans.
I love it.
The 6-3 opinion finds Louisiana erred in drawing a second predominantly black district, which it had done in response to earlier litigation challenging its map at the time. Justice Alito writing for the majority, quote, no compelling interest justified the state's use of race in creating SB 8. That map is an unconstitutional gerrymander, and its use would violate the plaintiff's constitutional rights.
That's Justice Alito reacting there. So you're thinking, okay, so they come out. How's it going? How are the people over there on the left doing? How are the people on the right doing? Let's touch in, because when everybody's running around in a crazy panic in a room, you got to kind of figure out, well, who looks like they're freaking out and who looks like they're like, let's go. Well, let's just peek in and see here. How are the Democrats doing? How's Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries? How's it going?
We're going to fight everywhere, all the time, across the country, in the Deep South, in the North, in the West, in the Midwest. We're going to fight them everywhere, just like we've done as it relates to the gerrymandering battle that they started that we're finishing. While at the same time, protecting the ability of African-American communities, black communities, to elect the candidate of their choice in the face of centuries of racial discrimination. And then
I just interrupt here. Ryan, I really wish you would give me this kind of support during the show.
Well, I do sort of stand around a lot.
I want to, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, doing
right,
that.
yeah.
Okay.
A little affirmation every once in a while will make me feel good about
There's
myself.
a lot of people standing around the podium, and I can do that
Yesterday,
real well.
all you could do was grunt. Let's listen to the rest.
nerve of these right-wing extremists on the Supreme Court to pretend as if racial bigotry no longer exists and then write an opinion that proves the exact opposite.
Right-wing extremists. And then you hear that woman in the back. I think she's going, the nerve. You could say that.
I'll do that in your next
interview. When I'm talking to
Jarrett.
Jarrett, I'll be saying something like, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
You know she's right, Gregg.
When please. I don't even say things to him. I just ask simple questions and let him. Well, you need to do it for him.
We'll see.
What if we started providing our A-level top-tier guests that Brad's getting on the show? What if we started providing them with a little bit of extra confidence?
Want me to support the guest and you at the same time?
I mean, really just the guest.
So the guest
honestly,
says something and I should go, that's right, Gregg.
That's really more in my mind. I don't know that I really want it. Just to be crystal clear with you right now.
Let's just try it in the next one.
Go ahead.
Chad Pergram's on a 105. I think he'd dig it.
Go on.
So you listen to Hakeem Jeffries there, and he's just this week, I believe it was. Yeah, it had to be because it was post third attempt on Trump's life. I hear Hakeem Jeffries in these TMZs now in Washington, D.C., which is really funny because people have been doing in Washington, D.C. what TMZ thinks they're showing up to do. They think that they're filling this void, which I am happy that TMZ is there doing their thing. It doesn't bother me at all. They're just, I hate to say it, if they think they're bringing in some type of like ambush, tough question scenario that doesn't exist there, and you guys are years late to the game. But somebody walks up to Hakeem Jeffries and is like, what about toning down the rhetoric? He's like, it needs to be calmed down on all sides. And he's doing the both sides thing. And here he's like, we'll fight you in the South. We'll fight you in the North. He even said Midwest. Nobody ever talks about the Midwest. I don't even know if they think there is a Midwest. Hakeem Jeffries does. You know why? What's smack dab in the Midwest? That blue thumb of the state of Illinois, which you know. Thank you very much. See, I'm going to have to get used to it. It's not supposed to stop me in my tracks. I need to go on with it like it was just an obvious affirmation.
You can go on.
Actually.
Go on, girl.
Hold on a second. I got to.
And so the guy's falling apart. The MAGA majorities in Congress are falling apart. The Supreme Court is a disgrace. And Ben, in the new Congress, we're going to have to do something about this Supreme Court. And let me be very clear. Everything is on the table. Everything to deal with this corrupt MAGA majority that is issuing political opinions that are designed to bolster the prospects of the Republican Party. And we will not allow them to succeed.
I've never paid so much attention to Hakeem Jeffries' eyebrows, and I know you probably haven't either, and if you're listening on the radio, you can't possibly know what I'm talking about, but just real quick, Ryan, to explain to the people in great imaginary detail, Hakeem Jeffries' eyebrows.
Inch wide.
Tall.
Mile deep.
This is a Groucho Marx, but with a
They're
buzz
just prominent there, as his willingness to do whatever it takes. Everything's on the table, folks. So if you were wondering, senators who have not stepped up for the SAVE Act yet, get your butts to work and pass the Save America Act. There are a host of things that these Democrats are, they're foaming at the mouth over trying to pack the Supreme Court, pushing different types of election integrity concerns from my end. Of course, you hear them say frequently that they need to make sure the elections are safe and secure. We're all saying the same thing. We mean very different things. No ID to vote. Everybody's okay with ID to vote. Everybody except for the people who can actually do something to limit it or to require it in Washington, D.C. Making sure that our elections are secure, making sure we don't accept ballots, thank you, Supreme Court, weeks and weeks after an election happens. Illinois, the Democrats are on record. The number 2 in the Democrat Party in elected office is saying everything's on the table. So Republicans, likewise. The YouTube poll for today, if your state can legally redraw its congressional map to benefit your party, should they? Very simple question. Illinois, Missouri, it's going to be a complicated poll for you two because you're moving in very different directions. Yes, I see people in the Missouri legislature talking about an 8-0 map right now. Do you want to see that happen? In Illinois, I see people talking about an 18-0 map in the state of Illinois where everything is Democrat. And probably you sitting right now in St. Clair County or in Macoupin County, you might have a district that touches the southern part of Cook County. Lord knows. Do you think if your state can legally withdraw its congressional map to benefit your party, should they? Yes, because you want it to benefit the GOP. Yes, to benefit Democrats, or no? Your text to the Annie Frey Show text line, 314-241-9797, 314-241-9797. This Department of Justice handing out indictments right now that have to do with Fauci, that have to do with Comey, that have to do with a host of things that we've been leaning in saying, when's it going to happen?
Go on.
Thank you. See, I'm not cut out for this. Don't do this when I'm interviewing people. I'll fall apart. Gregg, Jarrett, next.
This is Congressman Bob Onder. Americans demanded border security, and House Republicans delivered. According to the Department of Homeland Security, for 10 consecutive months, U.S. Customs and Border Protection has reported 0 illegal aliens released at the border. I'm proud to have worked with the Trump administration to secure our southern border and uphold our immigration laws, and will keep fighting to advance strong policies that protect Missourians and keep America safe.
Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
Hi,
Hi, I'm Bob Kershaw with Retirement Advisory Group.
Hi, I'm Tammy Kershaw. When we meet our clients for the first time, they have built up a lifetime of savings. Their question is, what can we do with this money so we can live comfortably the rest of our lives? First, we develop a strategy to protect your nest egg from any market losses. Then we build your own personalized structured income plan that will generate you an income the rest of your life. We put you in control of your money.
You've earned it, and it's our job to make sure you enjoy it. Let our team show you how you can have the retirement of your dreams. Call us now at 314-993-9494 for a no-cost, no-obligation retirement review. You will also get a copy of our latest edition book, Your Key to a Worry-Free Retirement. We've been helping retirees and pre-retirees retire with confidence for 40 years. Call us now at 314-993-9494 or go online at retirementkey.com. That's retirementkey.com.
This station is now conducting a test of the emergency alert system. This is only a test.
Nothing makes a gathering great like Eggland's Best Eggs. They're just so delicious with better nutrition, too. For us, it's eggs any style, as long as they're the best. Eggland's Best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs.
The Annie Frey Show is St. Louis conservative.
Well, if anybody knows anything about crime, they know 86. You know what 86? It's a mob term for kill 'em. You know, you ever see the movies? 86 'em. The mobster says to one of his wonderful associates, 86 'em. That means kill 'em. It's. I think of it as a mob term. I don't know. People think of it as something having to do with disappearing, but the mob uses that term to say when they want to kill somebody, they say 86, the son of a gun. I'm trying to keep the language nice and clear. They don't use that term, son of a gun. They use another term. But that's a mob term for kill 'em. Yeah.
But do you really think your life was in danger?
Probably. I don't know. You know, based on what I'm seeing out there, yeah. The people like Comey have created tremendous danger, I think, for politicians and others. Comey is a dirty cop. He's a very dirty cop. He cheated on the elections. He tried to help Hillary Clinton, as you know. He dismissed a lot of things that he should have proceeded with. I wasn't involved, but he should have proceeded with.
President Trump yesterday in the Oval Office, shockingly surrounded by the Artemis II crew, who got asked 0 questions at that press conference. That's unbelievable. But Comey has been indicted. There are a lot of things I think you and I have been thinking are indictable about James Comey's behavior, but the 8646 beautiful piece of art that he photographed and shared on his Instagram account seems to have gotten him in some hot water. And when you consider the fact that his entire background is based on kind of working the scenes with Obama, with Biden, with Valerie Jarrett, maybe all of those people who were in the Obama administration when it was time to hand it over to the Trump administration, complete and total subterfuge on being able to successfully hand over the reins of power, that peaceful transfer of power that you definitely hear the left talk about how Donald Trump in January 6th was completely uninterested in the peaceful transfer of power. I would argue that the transfer of power between Barack Obama and Donald Trump was less peaceful than the transfer of power of Donald Trump to Joe Biden. And I know that's quite a statement, But it was not peaceful, not at all. James Comey at the heart of it. Let's get to our guest. Gregg Jarrett joins us once again, Fox News legal analyst, former defense attorney, and law professor. Gregg, thank you for being with us again today. It was an interesting thing to see James Comey's name pop up in the news. Did it surprise you that this second indictment came through this week against James Comey?
No, not particularly. I mean, look, Comey was behind a lot over the last 10 years, beginning with the Russia hoax. You know, he has been accused of lying about leaks to the media during the Russia hoax, lying to the FISA court to obtain a search warrant and surveillance on the Trump campaign, particularly Carter Page, secretly weaponizing the FBI while denying it to Congress. You know, Comey loves to portray himself as St. James, but there's nothing virtuous about James Comey. And, you know, when he gets caught, you know, he engages in a pattern of fakery. He feigns ignorance. He plays the dummy to weasel out of wrongdoing. And, you know, in my judgment, he's a master of deceit. And so it doesn't surprise me. And look, I've said that there's going to be more than one criminal indictment against James Comey. We already saw one in Virginia, got kicked out by a judge, but that's on appeal. I expect that one to be refiled. Now North Carolina, and I think he can probably anticipate being indicted by the grand jury in South Florida.
You know, I think about what Americans like myself would like to see James Comey have to answer for. It's much more than an Instagram post and a threatening message, although I'm not opposed to that either necessarily. Do you feel as though the story that you've written so many times about with the Russia hoax and the way that they tried to impede Donald Trump to take power initially, to be able to be elected, and then when the American people chose Donald Trump, to make it so there was no way that he could effectively govern. Do you trust this Department of Justice with the acting Attorney General, Todd Blanche, or whomever he might be replaced by? Do you trust them to get to the business of this before the next 3 years are over?
Well, first of all, I never trust anybody in government, but
fair.
And nobody in their right mind would, given their recent track record over the last 10, 20 years. But look, Todd Blanche is a very fine attorney, former top federal prosecutor. He was one of the best defense attorneys in the nation when he took on 3 of the 4 criminal cases filed against Donald Trump, and he achieved success. So I'm going to give him a chance to see what he can do. But, you know, you're right to point out that this was, you know, a Department of Justice and the FBI back in 2016 that weaponized the law to try to stop Trump from getting elected the first time. And when that failed, they doubled down and tried to drive him from office and destroy him. And it was centered around the Russia hoax. And it was all conjured up by Hillary Clinton, who in July of 2016 approved a plan to smear her opponent, Trump, with the phony accusation that he colluded with Russia. John Brennan, then CIA director, found out about it, rushed to the White House, and in 2 successive meetings with President Obama, Vice President Biden, James Comey was there, Clapper was there. Instead of, Brennan disclosed the plan. Now, all of the people in that room should have been mortified at what Hillary Clinton was doing. It was incredible corruption and dishonesty. They should have told the American people. They should have told Congress. Instead, they remained mum. And then Comey went about using the phony dossier as a pretext to, as I say, stop Trump from getting elected and thereafter driving him from office. It, was the greatest mass delusion in American political history and the dirtiest political trick ever played. And the people who did it have never been held to account.
Yes. I've seen Dan Bongino doing a few interviews. I think he had a conversation with Sean Hannity possibly. And Kash Patel has talked about Dan Bongino's effect on that department. But there's a lot of discussion about evidence, documents that were concealed, that were managed during the swamp's control of the department, which would likely be under James Comey, Merrick Garland at the AG office. Is it possible to take evidence like that and completely destroy it, or to completely hide it, and maybe we never actually get to an evidence-based truth?
Well, look, nothing ever gets fully and completely erased in this day and age of technology. But this was rather unique. The evidence of what I've described, the Russia hoax, and how it was completely contrived and made up, and all of the corrupt acts by those people who did it and hid it, all of that apparently was in burn bags in a secret room, squirreled away, and it was discovered upon the new administration that stepped into office in January of 2025. It took them a while to find it, but they found it. Bongino says, his only conclusion is someone or more than one individual, instead of burning it and destroying it, which, by the way, is obstruction of justice, wanted somebody to find it and to see with their own eyes the ugly truth of what happened. The truth which vindicates everything I wrote in 2 books, The Russia Hoax and Witch Hunt. And others have written about it as well. And when Bongino read through the documents in the burn bags, he was mortified. He was horrified at the level of deceit and corruption that had taken place. Now, that information has been preserved, and I think a lot of it is the basis for the grand jury investigation in Florida, a long-running, overarching conspiracy to weaponize the law against Donald Trump, a conspiracy that is stretched for the better part of a decade.
Gregg Jarrett speaking with us, Fox News legal analyst, author, as you pointed out, the 2 books there that you wrote on this particularly important issue. Is there anything that you wrote that you... I just don't understand how you could be so ahead of this story and the justice be so far behind it, except for maybe you inject politics into it and that explains the whole thing. But have there been any revelations from what you've known in the book to right now? Or do you feel like your books still pretty much stand up to the story that is being exposed right now with more detailed evidence?
Well, I never got anything wrong. And what has been discovered only corroborates what I wrote. I did it based on very reliable sources. Plus, I did my own digging. I mean, I went through thousands and thousands of documents. Some of it was buried right there. The rest of it was, pure logic. I mean, look, one of the things that journalists failed to do, including the New York Times and the Washington Post, who got the story wrong and won a Pulitzer Prize for getting it wrong, they never did any fact-checking. So, for example, the dossier written by Christopher Steele and paid for by Democrats and Hillary Clinton's campaign was demonstrably false and easily disproven. But people at these, news organizations, including the major networks and CNN, took it as gospel. They peddled it as truth when it was easily disproven. And even the month before the Mueller report came out and said, sorry, there's no evidence of a criminal collusion conspiracy between Trump and Russia, CNN was still saying on air, oh, the dossier is mostly true. They never bothered to fact check it. Now, look, all you had to do was read it and you'd start laughing. I mean,
yeah.
It was such garbage, and it was so poorly written. It was obvious that it had simply been conjured up out of thin air. And so I sort of would say to my fellow journalists, where were your brains? I mean, did you actually read this thing?
Yeah, I think that that's still very worthy of our listeners' time to check out your books if they want a precursor to what's going on right now, because you've done a wonderful job with it. I did want to ask you before we let you go, and I know you've only got a couple more minutes, about this ex-Fauci advisor, Dr. David Morans, who has also received an indictment over an alleged COVID cover-up, hidden emails, trying to keep things out of the public eye. Can you just give us a little bit of a brief understanding? Everybody wants to see the word Fauci and indicted in the same headline. This isn't necessarily that, but what can you tell us about this particular one?
Well, I mean, I'll give credit to Rand Paul, but a lot of us knew it from the very beginning. It was preposterous that this pandemic virus that killed millions of people worldwide evolved naturally through animals. I mean, it never made sense. It was man-made, and it came from the Wuhan facility, and Fauci's government-supported outfit financed a portion of it, and Fauci, bears blame for the lives lost, and sedulously sought to try to cover that up. His role and the Wuhan lab's role, and people in government, because they knew our government had helped fund it. Through gain-of-function research, which should never have been done, also helped cover it up. And it's obvious now to scientists everywhere that that's what happened, that it was a man-made virus that was murderous. And, this is an individual who doesn't have a preemptive pardon from Joe Biden, who has now been indicted. And, I think the intention there is to flip him to tell the truth about Fauci and others. I know that Steve Hilton, who is one of the leading contenders for governor in California, is vowing to prosecute Fauci if Hilton is elected. And the preemptive pardon that Biden gave Fauci doesn't apply to state prosecutions. So we'll wait and see what happens.
Well, if I could, from Illinois, vote for Steve Hilton, I certainly would do that as well. Gregg, Jarrett, thank you for the time today. Do you feel as though there's more to come? The Comey indictment, this Fauci-connected indictment, more to come?
Yeah. I would keep a close watch on what's happening in Fort Pierce, Florida. Joe DeGeneva, who's a very fine former U.S. attorney, one of the best lawyers in the nation, was recently appointed by the president as a consulting attorney general and has taken over overseeing and managing the grand jury in Florida. And I interviewed Joe for my books. Joe knows all about the Russia hoax and the other scandals, and he seems determined to me to hold people accountable in a court of law. So, I keep an eye on that. I think there's a lot more to drop.
Well, we will do so. You said the word accountable there. I think accountability is what a lot of people are asking for, and you've been on the front lines of trying to make sure people know the truth. We thank you for sharing that with us today.
My pleasure. Good talking to you.
You as well. Thank you so much. Gregg Jarrett, Fox News legal analyst, former defense attorney, and law professor, author. Lots of great books to check out on X at Gregg Jarrett. 2 G's, actually 3 G's, 2 R's, 2 T's. Fox News alert right now. Congress took a major step toward ending a record-breaking Department of Homeland Security shutdown on Thursday as the White House warned hundreds of thousands of federal employees were on the verge of missing paychecks amid the 75-day funding lapse. The House of Representatives unanimously approved a Senate-passed spending measure covering most of the department's appropriations through September. The vote came after the DHS funding measure had stalled in the lower chamber for more than a month as House Speaker Mike Johnson declined to put the bill on the floor over objections to language. He said defunded law enforcement. The Speaker's opposition reflected the views of many in the Republican conference who viewed the bill as a dead letter when the Senate passed it unanimously in March. Johnson changed course this week after the White House appeared to side with the Senate and urged swift passage of the upper chamber's bill. Johnson told reporters just now, "We're not defying the White House. Everybody understands what we're doing. We're all one team." In an internal memo sent to Hill offices and obtained by Fox News Digital, the White House warned it would not be able to pay employees starting in May if the House did not pass the Senate's partial DHS bill. The administration, since early April, had been using existing funds to cover 6 weeks of back pay and a new pay period for DHS employees, but warned that money was quickly depleting. That from a Fox News article by Adam Pack at foxnews.com. We'll have Chad Pergram on the show with us in about 30 minutes from right now, and he was there while the Speaker was talking, so we will get the latest on that funding of DHS from Chad Pergram from Capitol Hill right here on the Annie Frey Show. We're going to break. When we come back, Wiggins America, life skills kids must learn to be successful. Those life skills the kids are learning today look a little bit different than what you and I learned and what our parents learned, certainly. Ryan Wiggins, safety expert. Can I get a little affirmation over there?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You're out of practice. You sound a little rusty over there. And when we come back, Wiggins America, don't go away. Home Shield Foundation Repairs.com. Leaky basements no more when you contact Matt Hayes. I was talking to him a little bit yesterday. By the way, he's a cold plunger. That's how dedicated he is to doing it the right way. Cold plunges. Better man than you, Ryan.
I've done one. I just stopped.
You've done one because you thought better of it?
After I did it, I was like, nope.
100%. I'm with you. Not Matt Hayes, though. I don't know what doing a cold plunge has to do with being able to fix your basement water situation, but he's just a good guy, and I appreciate him. And you will, too. Once you get to meet him, you're going to understand his expertise. He has an incredible team. It's a local business. This is a St. Louis grown and owned business. So when you call Matt Hayes at 314-271-9900, that's 314-271-9900, you're going to be connected with a good guy who's great at what he does. If it's a foundation concern at your home, at your business, at your church, wherever it might be, Matt Hayes wants to give it a look, and so he can fix the job for you. 314-271-9900, online at homeshieldfoundationrepairs.com.
Don't miss a baseball showdown at Busch Stadium when Shohei Ohtani and the LA Dodgers roll into the Lou, May 1st through the 3rd. Kick off the weekend with Friday Night Live and a must-have short-sleeve hoodie giveaway. Saturday brings a Mason Wynn bobblehead celebrating his Gold Glove Award. Then Sunday features a sleek Blade collar shirt giveaway. Big names, big matchups, and big giveaways all weekend long. Tickets at cardinals.com/promotion.
This is Mason Wynn. Get your tickets at cardinals.com.
The 1-2, and that's grounded up the middle. Diving play, Mason Wynn to his feet. He throws, he got him!
What's up, Cardinals fans? Mason Wynn here. On Saturday, May 2nd, when we face the Dodgers, you can take home the Mason Wynn Gold Glove bobblehead, presented by the Shane Company. It's got my chain, my first gold glove, my whole look, just how I rock it. Plus, a few rare all-gold baubles will be randomly mixed in for 500 lucky fans. This is one you won't want to miss. Get your tickets now at cardinals.com/promotion.
This is the highlight of my morning. Hey, what's up? It's Island.
And I'm Josh.
And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Bacon, Egg, and Cheese Biscuit is that it's our go-to morning comfort.
And you've got that nice golden fluffy egg.
With a soft, flaky biscuit.
Crispy bacon.
Melty cheese.
You want something quick, you want something convenient, but most of all, you want something good.
There's no better way to start your morning.
There we go.
Start off the morning with a Chick-fil-A Bacon, Egg, and Cheese Biscuit with Simply Orange Juice. Order on the Chick-fil-A app today. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
My name is Christine, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, was a healthy 34-year-old, and 3 months later, he was gone. Thankfully, he had life insurance. Ethos made it so easy. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. 100% online, no medical exam. Life insurance didn't take away the loss, but it did give us the space to just grieve.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/save.
ethos.com/save. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions.
The Biz-5K presented by Worldwide Technology is back. Produced by the St. Louis Sports Commission, this high-energy corporate race is St. Louis's healthiest happy hour, combining fitness, fun, and unbeatable team bonding for companies of every size. Runners and walkers of all levels are welcome. It all comes together at Energizer Park Thursday, May 7th in downtown St. Louis. An office party like no other. Create your company team today at STLBizDash.com.
This is JT the Mulch Man, here to save your yard this spring. Don't let your flower beds suffer from boring mulch or low-quality compost. Hanson's has premium mulch and compost to keep your plants thriving. Trust me, I'm the Mulch Man. Check us out at hansonstree.com.
Yow! This is attorney Todd Nissenholz of Kaufman Townsley. And here's one of our clients.
The team at Kaufman Townsley really goes above and beyond to take care of their clients and secure them the justice they deserve.
Injured? Call 314-777-7777.
The YouTube live chat poll today is if your state can legally redraw its congressional map to benefit your party, should they? The answers you can give are yes to benefit the GOP, yes benefit Democrats, or no. I assume that's because of the state you are in, because I live in Illinois, and I would still say yes to benefit the GOP. But I guess you can interpret that as you may. Joe says, I'm pulling up a comment here online. It says, of course I want my side to win. The best course is to implement a grid system that doesn't have any bias. That ain't happening. So let's go, GOP.
But a grid doesn't, it's supposed to represent 750,000 people, give or take. A grid system won't do that.
Well, you could make the grid very small in some parts and very big in some parts.
That's the same thing.
Still gerrymandering.
You're just a big fan of 90-degree angles?
I just want give me something that looks like a square. It is 12:44. You can comment, by the way, by going on YouTube and voting there, comment there, or comment, I should say, on 314-241-9797. That's our text line.
That's right.
It is 12:45
you can't
now.
Affirm yourself.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't. That's not how this works.
Yes, I did. 12:45. This time check sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating, Air Conditioning, Electrical, and Plumbing.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
This is the Annie Frey Show on 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
Scott Bessent is on the TV in here right now. Welcome back, folks. Last night, Jesse Waters they take texts at the end of the show. He can text in the show and he reads some of them. It's probably what he's least good at, and it's a bit humbling for him, and it's enjoyable to watch. But he said that the new Iran gay Ayatollah is Scott Bessent. Anyway. Okay. Isn't it not amazing how successful and impactful Scott Bessent has been? And you don't ever hear this administration being like, guys, he's with a man. Because it's not important to what he can do for the American people. And if you go back to the Joe Biden administration, the whole thing was like, yeah, but who do they sleep with? It's just not important. This is not what we need to know.
Well, it's all external versus internal. You know, they
I don't know what.
You don't know where I'm going with that. But
I'm
just
terrified
saying
by it.
They don't necessarily. It's not the content of their character. It's not the ability to do the job.
No, it's just politics.
It's just politics.
It's just playing to the lowest common denominator of what people will be like. Oh, that's nice. Hate has no home there.
Yeah,
I'll vote for that. SLP or SPLC. Why is it not SLPC? Is there something else that's SLPC? I always want to write that. Southern Poverty Law Center. I am always writing it wrong. But this seems like that's an acronym somewhere else. Anyway.
I think it's something around here, too. It's
St.
probably
Louis,
St. Louis.
Public.
Police Commission.
Sure. Wiggins America, let's go.
Wiggins! Oh! Wiggins! 5 life skills to teach children so they grow into capable adults.
How skilled are you at life?
Say like a 28.
On a scale of
40.
You know, everybody's very familiar with the 40-point scale.
Well, you got to take everything in the 40-point scale. And then you just rate yourself based on it.
So that's like a 2.8 on a scale of 4.
I mean,
I give it 2.8 stars out of 4.
That's how skilled I am at life. 2.8 stars.
That's like almost done with your sophomore year.
These are skills to teach your kids, even in today's world, that still matter. Number 1 is money management skills.
Yeah.
100%. We empower our kids if we teach them from a young age how to budget their money and how to earn money. And then, of course, how debt and compounding interest work, if you want to add those in.
Trumpaccounts.gov.
How savings work and having the knowledge of investing, then you are going to have a leg up on everybody, especially the earlier you go on these things. Is that something you guys focus on?
Yes. Well, I mean, age appropriate.
Yeah, but budgeting is a key skill.
I think more than budgeting, my kids don't have an income. And Charlie really wants a job. And I told him, I said, you do not have a schedule where you can go ask somebody for their money for your time. You don't have enough time to give. Because he's doing a million things. And I'm like, be a kid for as long as you can. He'll pick up jobs that are helpful jobs for, people at church or something like that. And then they pay him some money. Jensen babysits, so she gets that. And she's... One thing I've done for them is we have annual passes to a park that's not Six Flags, and that costs a little bit. And we've told them that if they pay for half of it, then we'll take a weekend trip with them. And so you got to raise $400, $500. All of a sudden, they start to understand when they ask for $10 to go somewhere. They start to understand a lot more how far $10 doesn't go, but how you got to hold on to it and save it. So I think for my older two, for the younger ones, Evelyn, man, she'll have like Christmas money or birthday money. She'll have $10. She'll go to the concession stand and buy $10 worth of stuff. And then she just goes and hands it out to people. It's like the sweetest, nicest thing. And I'm like, knock that off. That's not what that's for. Because she just wants to be nice and sweet. And that's what a 9-year-old thinks, which, again, is about the time my dad called me a communist that one time because I was just like, let's just share. That's really very much so what communism kind of is. She's the government. She's taking my money and handing things out as she sees fit to the people she likes.
Yeah, and people like her for it because
not everybody.
She's just giving.
I'm kind of mad about it.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
The free stuff is very nice.
But, I mean, it's difficult to manage that when there isn't a budget, when there isn't an income. But I do make sure that they understand that if they earn the money, then I don't have a say in what they do with it.
My twins have very different personalities, so I've had to teach them the opposite rules on money because my son will not spend $1 so that he can have the most money. And I'm like, well, what's the point of having the money if you don't have any purpose to use it? And he's like, well, I don't know. I just want to win.
I think I'm with him.
And I tend to be too, but I also am like, well, at some point, though, you're going to see something that would benefit your life or that you would want, that you should buy it. You shouldn't just hoard money for the sake of having money. And it's a fine line. But then my daughter is the opposite, where she gets money, she wants to spend it. So I've had to teach her to tell herself no.
Yeah.
You can't say yes to every desire that you have, or you'll have no money.
Yeah.
The next one on this list of skills to teach kids to succeed in life is homemaking skills.
Yeah. My kids can do laundry. They wash dishes. They load the dishwasher, take out the trash. They cook and bake. My son, one of the things that the Lutheran high school that he goes to in Edwardsville does is they have an interim week where they have an alternative week of learning, and they focus in on something specific. Like, you do not go to school and report to school. You key in on whatever. And his was grilling and cooking or something, grilling and something. But he learned how to make a whole bunch of different things. And now he's got, I don't know that I would want him to make me a full meal at this point, but he could make himself food. And my daughter does a lot. She likes to bake. I used to love to bake. I used to love to cook. And Jared cooks, and he likes to cook for me. So and he's really good at it, so I let him do that. And now Jensen likes to bake. I'm like, knock yourself out.
Go ahead.
I just sit there and eat now. It's terrible.
Yeah, the kids have learned how to use the air fryer. That's helped a lot.
It's huge.
Yeah, they can make themselves meals pretty much at this point.
Are there any other things they say, like as far as homemaking skills?
Well, just different stuff around the house, really. Chores, cleaning up after yourself, dishes, taking out the garbage. anything that has to do with stuff that you would do around the house, vacuuming, laundry, iron your clothes if you do that.
The most difficult thing is letting them do it when you know that they're going to do a C+ job, and letting them be not as good at it as you are, because they have to learn. And sometimes a C+ job is better than you staying up for an extra 30 minutes doing yet another thing that has to get done around the house and you being the only one who can do it or will do it.
We did that with our shed. I said, go build a shed. They didn't build a great one, but at least we have a shed. Next one.
No affirmation there.
Thank you.
No.
Well, thank you. That was fine.
Stop.
Enough.
You thanked me twice, and I don't have anything to be thanked for.
Well, I appreciate it.
I am so mad at you.
Cooking skills.
Yeah.
This one would not be under homemaking skills, I guess. This is separate cooking skills. You already talked about it, but just teaching your kids how to fend for themselves, even if it's just cutting up a banana when they're really young, being able to do something that can get you some food.
Yeah.
That's important to do. Making breakfast is a huge one when
Feed
you're
yourself.
getting a little older, because then they can do that and you don't have to sit there and get it all together before you go to school. Number 4, social skills.
Oh, man. I don't know if this is a separate one or if it says it specifically here. Phone etiquette for kids. These kids do not understand phones. They'll call my parents because they'll need to ask for a ride or can we come over or whatever. And my parents will be like, hello. They'll be like, can I come over? It's like, say hi. Smile when you talk to them. Be like, hi. Ask them how they're doing. And here's a big pet peeve that I have. When people ask you about if you're free before they tell you what they want to do with your time. Because everybody is entitled to tell you no because they just don't want to. So if my kids call their grandparents and are like, hey, I was just wondering if you were doing anything this afternoon. Maybe their plan was to do nothing this afternoon. It's very difficult for them to say, well, no, I'm free. I'm not doing anything. Well, can you pick me up? And they're like, no, I'm just not really into it.
No.
So just be like, just say hi, greet somebody, look them in the eye if you're in person, and let them know immediately what you're asking for in a pleasant way, and then be prepared to hear yes or no.
There's a lot of bullet points to this number 4 here of having social skills, but one of them that I would hone in on is teach your kids to be able to talk to adults.
Yes.
If they can, my gosh, that sets them apart.
In the future, with this generation that's being, I don't know if you notice this around your kids' your children's peers. How many of them, what percentage of your kids' friends, teammates, and everything have phones?
Very low.
So you're just hit the jackpot there. The ability to be present in a moment around other humans, let alone adults. When you have a child who's polite, who says please and thank you, and you're welcome, greets people like with the other one that you just said there, when they're able to go be among people and actually be present and not like grunt. It's
yes.
like, I mean,
respond.
I feel like
say
when I say grunt, that might sound like I'm making a joke, but it's kind of caveman-esque.
Mm-hmm.
And all they're trying to do is get back to their phone so they can talk to people, but you're not talking. You're thumb talking. And that's when they get 10 years down the road from high school into college, out of college, and they're in front of interviewers or maybe considering trying to meet a future spouse or something like that, it's going to stand. If you're a personable human being, that's going to be the greatest asset that these kids can have.
I agree, especially in this generation. Last one is time management and organization skills. Mm-hmm. Being organized, having planning, and having time management skills, and having the discipline to stick to the plan are critical in the modern world, especially if you end up working remotely.
That's called freshman year of high school, and it is a chore, at least for boys.
Just putting more responsibility on anybody at that age, there's a learning curve.
Well, it's not. It is 100%. There's more responsibility to be had, but the parent you have to pull back. You cannot micromanage in high school. The teachers don't want it if they're good teachers. They want the kids to learn this. They don't want to talk to you. They want to talk to the kid, and the kid needs to be able to talk to the teacher. So the parent has to pull away while more responsibility is being added. I'm teaching my kids, like, look at this calendar app on your phone. And they're like, okay, Mom. Ted Pergram next.
I'm John Morgan at Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Over 35 years, I've seen it all. Car crashes, work injuries, defective products, medical mistakes, lives flipped upside down in an instant. But I've also seen something else, the power of fighting back, the power of winning. Over $30 billion recovered and counting. Size matters, reputation matters, results matter. There's only one Morgan & Morgan.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. Past results afford no guarantee of future results. Every case is different and must be judged on its own merits.
According to MasterCard, nearly half of small businesses have been a victim of a cyber attack. As cybercrime escalates, ThrottleNet is calling on businesses to strengthen their security posture by taking a free online IT security audit right from your desk. This 3-minute online assessment provides an immediate score to see security gaps and vulnerabilities in your network. For 26 years, ThrottleNet has supported your business IT everything right here in St. Louis. In fact, no client of ThrottleNet has ever paid a ransom. So visit throttlenet.com/971 to take the free assessment today.
When it comes to selling your home, the agent you choose matters more than anything. Hey, it's Mark Cox. I'm with my friend and trusted realtor, Gloria Liu, Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. Gloria, what should sellers really be looking for in an agent?
Thank you. You're going to select a realtor with a proven system. Someone who knows how to price your home right, create strong demand, negotiate for top dollar, and guarantee results. I see it all the time. Last year, hundreds of homes in St. Louis came off the market unsold and needed multiple price reductions. That's what happens when the right strategy isn't in place. I do things differently. My focus is to help you sell for the most money possible, not just to list your home and hope it sells. Plus, I even guarantee to sell your home for 100% market value, or I'll pay you the difference.
Make sure you choose the right agent the first time. Call the one I trust, Gloria Liu, 314-325-6888, or visit gloriahasthebuyers.com. That's gloriahasthebuyers.com. Gloria and seller must agree on price and possession.
KFTK FM Florissant. An Odyssey station.
A record government shutdown may soon be over. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. The House just passing a Homeland Security funding bill on a voice vote, sending it on to the president. That would end a DHS shutdown that began with Democrat demands for immigration enforcement reform.
We got the budget resolution passed. This is very, very important because that will ensure that border security and immigration enforcement will continue today and well into the future.
House Speaker Mike Johnson, as Republicans move to fund ICE and CBP separately without Democrat support, though some Republicans still take issue with breaking apart the funding. But the bill to end the shutdown also does not include reforms Democrats wanted. More fireworks on Capitol Hill over the Trump administration's Iran strategy.
There's no evidence that we are safer because of this war. We did not have any evidence that Iran intended to imminently attack this country in any way, shape, or form.
Do you not believe them when they say death to America?
Listen, our adversaries use rhetoric all the time.
War Secretary Pete Hegseth telling New York Democrat Kirsten Gillibrand at a Senate hearing the American people support the mission to stop Iran from having a nuclear weapon. Meantime, Iran's new supreme leader posting a defiant message as a U.S. blockade of Iranian ports continues. President Trump has a new nominee for Surgeon General.
The president is nominating Dr. Nicole Saphier, a Fox News contributor, to serve as Surgeon General after withdrawing his nomination of Casey Means. In a social media post, President Trump blamed Republican Senator Bill Cassidy for blocking Means, calling the senator very disloyal. Means was facing skepticism over her views on vaccine schedules and her medical background. Announcing Saphier's nomination, the president says she is a star physician and incredible communicator.
Fox's Jarrett Halpern at the White House. Dr. Saphier is a radiologist. America is listening to Fox News.
Hey guys, do you want male performance in the bedroom and do you want it now? Get it in 47 seconds or less. For the first time, you can have instant male enhancement. Introducing Nox 47, the topical male enhancement that works in 47 seconds or less. Satisfaction guaranteed. Finally, after years of scientific research, our proprietary formula will allow you to perform in the bedroom like never before. Just imagine that little blue pill on steroids. No reason to settle and wait when you can get instant performance now. Forget about pills and potions that make you wait hours or up to 30 days to work. That's yesterday's news. Nox 47 is brand new. the hottest thing for men. And you don't need a prescription. Call now and get your free supply for a limited time.
To find out how to get Knox 47 for free, call now. 800-677-1453. That's 800-677-1453. Free bottles for limited time. Call 800-677-1453. That's 800-677-1453.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation, weather.
There's another cool front headed our way, so an increase in clouds going through our Thursday afternoon. 68 for the high tonight. Clouds dominate. That front will trigger a couple of light showers, 47. Friday, it's all about a northwest flow, mostly sunny and breezy, 62. Saturday, sunny, 63. Sunday, sunny. Warm it up Sunday, 74. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist, Dave Martin.
The Annie Frey Show is sponsored by Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation. Get your AC ready for summer while helping shelter pets. Book your AC clean and check in April, and Air Comfort Service will donate a bag of pet food to Open Door Animal Sanctuary. aircomfortservice.com/petfood.
Annie Frey, Ryan Wiggins, Brad Ring.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
For goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Frey Show on 97.1 FM Talk.
The sad and actually shocking truth is there's not a Democrat in the House or the Senate that believes border security and immigration enforcement should exist at all. By word and deed, Democrats have made clear their desire to defund both of those critical functions of our government. We also passed the FISA reauthorization to ensure that the administration is armed with the best possible intelligence to continue eliminating terrorists and defending our homeland. We pray that the Senate can now pass our FISA bill as quickly as possible, and you know they're deliberating over that right now. Now, I just want to say that sometimes the process around here is cumbersome. That's the way this works, but in spite of our razor-thin, historically small majority, House Republicans continue to deliver for the American people. We will continue to do that for the remainder of the year, and that is a large reason why we are going to win the midterms so that the grown-ups can stay in charge here. Take a few questions.
So they have Speaker Johnson speaking on Capitol Hill, and you'll see if you watch the video clip of that Chad Pergram is standing right there getting ready to ask some questions. He is the chief congressional correspondent for Fox News, and we've got him right here on the Annie Frey Show right now. Chad Pergram, thanks for being with us today. What can you tell us? Thank you. What can you tell us about what happened, what was passed today? Did we end the shutdown?
Kind of, sort of.
It's always complicated.
Yes, it is. It is. They are in a much better place, however, than they were. You know, we have had a 70-plus day shutdown of the Department of Homeland Security, and some of this could have been resolved a couple of weeks ago, but here's what happened just in the past hour. Is the House finally accepted, after days and weeks of saying they wouldn't accept it, a Senate-passed bill that was passed in a bipartisan fashion twice just a few weeks ago to fund most of DHS for the rest of the fiscal year, everything but ICE and the Border Patrol. And so what had happened, and let me just give you the very sordid legislative history here, is before the Easter Passover recess in late March, the Senate sent over a bill that they thought might end most of the shutdown. Again, they weren't going to fund ICE. They couldn't get an agreement with the Democrats because they don't think they've had sufficient reforms to ICE and Border Patrol, but they were willing to fund everything else at DHS because we had this crisis with TSA and people not getting paid and everything else. So the Senate passed that bill, and House Speaker Mike Johnson came out and just trashed that bill, blamed it on Chuck Schumer, et cetera, said, but it was passed, 100-0 in the Senate. So then they passed another bill to fund all of DHS. Everybody went away. So then you had Mike Johnson in the middle of next week before Easter saying, oh, no, we'll take that bill now. Well, then they never took it. They never passed it. And this is 2.5 weeks ago now. So magically today, and here's what was really going to happen. Mark Wayne Mullen, the Homeland Security Secretary, was crystal clear that these emergency measures where they were moving money around to pay people at DHS was going to expire on Friday. They had no more options. And so the House finally, on a voice vote, not even a roll call vote, grudgingly took the Senate bill after Two and a half, 3 weeks of this. Now, what they're still working on, and this will continue for a couple of weeks in the background, is this effort to go around a filibuster and fund ICE and Border Patrol because they can't get that cleared in the Senate. And so they're going to use this special process, which is inoculated from a filibuster called budget reconciliation, and President Trump wants that done by June 1st. And so that will continue to happen in the wee hours of the morning here again, because they do their best work at night. The House passed a framework syncing up with the framework that the Senate approved last week. And so when they get back after another recess coming up, then they will be able, they believe, Republicans, to fund the rest of the Department of Homeland Security and address ICE and Border Patrol and not have to worry about some of the reforms that the Democrats are demanding.
We're listening to Chief Congressional Correspondent for Fox News, Chad Pergram, with the very up-to-the-minute latest on what is developing in Capitol Hill. Was there some White House pressure involved in Speaker Johnson kind of doing an about-face on this particular issue?
Well, this got to be very complicated. Mike Johnson has kind of two masters here. He has to please the White House and has to do what he thinks, the president wants them to do with this very narrow majority in the House. But by the same token, he can't move things, nor would he be able to get the votes for things that aren't popular with his conference. And so that's a challenge. And so, he was getting an awful lot of blowback about that Senate bill. And so that went on for a while. I mean, he frankly twisted himself in a bit of a pretzel, saying he was against it, then for it. Then the House was in session the day after he said they were with it, and they didn't pass it. Then they waited another 2 weeks after that. I mean, like I said, this has been, quite a roller coaster just on that issue alone. And what we're waiting for this afternoon, Annie, is whether or not they can pass an extension of what's called FISA Section 702. This is the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act, which intelligence officials and many, national security or minded Democrats and Republicans on Capitol Hill will say this is essential because if this program goes dark at midnight, then we're going to be vulnerable to a terrorist attack. Now, let me tell you this. There are some schools of thought here that the program does not actually go dark. So you might say, well, why all this back and forth about why does Congress have to do it? So the special court that oversees FISA, it said that these programs continue, that it still can collect the data that it needs to pick up, under that. But here's the rub. The telecommunications companies, which are given legal immunity by the Congress, might not feel compelled to hand over the information because there was a court case a few years ago where there was a threat of a fine to Yahoo, a hefty fine, and say, you're not complying here because there's no warrants involved. You don't have legal protection. And so the theory, and I'll underscore this as a theory, is that the program might continue on paper, but not in reality, because if the telecom companies are not forking over the metadata, this is, just who's talking to who, not what's not being said on a telephone call, not, Chad Pergram in Washington, D.C. talking to Annie Frey in St. Louis, or an email coming from Washington to St. Louis. They can't, they're just looking at what's going on back and forth. Now, some people think that's a bridge too far to start with when it comes to privacy and everything else. That's another conversation. But if that, they might lose that legal authority tonight regardless. And there are some people who are very concerned about that in this heightened threat environment, especially with the war in Iran and what happened over the weekend at the White House Correspondents' Dinner.
Yes, certainly. Chad Pergram speaking with us right now here on the Annie Frey Show. He is the chief congressional correspondent for Fox News. Were you at that dinner, Chad?
I have never gone, nor have I ever attended an associated event with that. I used to go to the radio TV correspondents' dinner, but I'm going to tell you a little secret here. There's a reason why I have not gone to that dinner, and my phone blew up on Saturday night and Sunday morning because everybody said, "Oh, Chad, you were right. I always thought it was a soft target."
Really?
You have too many. You have a lot of journalists, a lot of official Washington. I've been through, the baseball practice shooting, the riot at Capitol Hill, Gabby Giffords getting shot, 2 Capitol police officers being killed here in 1998, another Capitol police officer killed just a few months after January 6th, 9/11. It just didn't feel safe to me, and that's the reason I don't go.
Well, sounds like some wisdom there, certainly after the events of last weekend. I do want to ask you about the moving on the DHS funding, at least in portion. Is this has this issue held up the business of Congress? Because I'm thinking in my mind, tomorrow is May. There's probably budget conversations that need to be had right now so that
fiscal year 2027, and we're still working on funding things for fiscal year 2026 when that's been addressed by September 30th of last year. Surely not, Annie. Yes, absolutely. This is the amazing thing. I mean, we were having these conversations about funding the federal government around this time last year for the deadline last September, and they aren't over the hump this time. And so I wonder what it's going to be like this fall. Yeah.
I bet you know exactly what it's going to be like this fall. You've done it over and over again.
Exactly. And again, somewhere in there is there going to be, we have right now, today and yesterday, before the Senate, a Senate committee, you've had Pete Hegseth and Dan Kane testifying here. And one of the questions yesterday at the House hearing was about the cost of the war. They think it's up to $25 billion. The Pentagon specifically is asking for $1.5 trillion, which is about a 44% increase, and that's not including the money that they need for the conflict in Iran. And we haven't resolved the questions with ICE. So how they do this in the fall on the precipice of the midterm elections and not shut down the government again, I don't know.
Oh, well, you'll be there to cover it, and we'll be waiting for you to join us to keep us right up to date with what's happening. Chad Pergram, it's always a pleasure to have you on with us. Thanks for your time this afternoon.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye. The chief congressional correspondent for Fox News, Chad Pergram, right there. We're going to speak with Annie Triolo, the RNC Election Integrity Communications Director. And that question, I wonder what Chad Pergram would answer this poll question. I wonder how he'd handle that. If your state can legally redraw its congressional map to benefit your party, should they? Yes, to benefit the GOP. Yes, to benefit Democrats, or no. I think that Texas was kind of the first undoing of some of these more racially based district, the reaction to that and saying, no, we're going to undo it. We're going to make it so that it's not majority minority based in how our congressional maps look. And then Virginia just went hard on we got to fix what Texas did. It's not about Virginians. It's about Trump, and it's about what Texas did. So the redrawn map in Virginia, they were very open about it. They said, this is what we have to do. Tim Kaine, he was the one who was out there saying 90% of Virginians are not Democrats, but this is what we have to do to fight against the Trump doctrine. And so Virginia goes, 9-1? Is that what it was? Or 10-1 or something like that?
If it goes through.
If the Supreme Court, the state Supreme Court doesn't rule against it, if the state Supreme Court says it's okay, it probably will get appealed up. Who knows how that'll end up. But Florida, I implore you to go look at my X profile, at Annie Frey Show, Frey. And look at the map that Florida passed yesterday in the House, in the Senate, goes to DeSantis's desk today. I haven't heard that it's been signed, but I'm sure it'll be big news if and when it does. When you look at the redrawn map of Florida, it looks super normal. You could make laps in those districts that exist there. When you look at what the left will call gerrymandered district map of Florida, and you compare it to where Illinois has been sitting for the 2020s for sure, but even before that, a gerrymandered map of sorts. Now Illinois is saying, and I put nothing past the supermajority of Democrats in Springfield, Illinois, and J.B. Pritzker as our governor. I don't think they feel limited by anything. So will they make it even more gerrymandered to try to get rid of the three Republicans? 30% of Illinois is Republicans? No, not so fast. It's like 46% of Illinois voted for Trump in the 2024 elections. But we've got three. It's not even 30%. It's 3 of 18. So 3 to 15. That's what the breakdown is in Illinois. When you look at the new maps that Florida has drawn and you try to point at those and wag your fingers, if you think that the Illinois maps are okay, shut up about Florida. Take 2 seats. Not congressional seats. There's not that many left to take in Illinois, at least.
If Democrats decide to go all in on gerrymandering, every state they control will look like that because their population centers are all in one spot.
They're all going to look like,
so they got to draw them all like
a
snakes.
sunshine, like the rays that are coming out and plaguing the state. But there's less runway for Democrats because they've been taxing down this runway already. There's less opportunity. I mean, Illinois has 18 seats. They can only get 3 more. They've got 15. They can only get 3 more. Some of these other states, Republicans have not done that in as many states as the Democrats have already tried to wring that rag dry. So we'll see. I don't know. And I don't think there's going to be I'm trying to think of a less aggressive word than ceasefire in this, but I don't, that's not going to be in the cards here.
No, they keep saying it. Look, if this is a race to the bottom, if everybody hates the way gerrymandering happens now, well, first of all, nobody's got a better way to do it. Otherwise, we would be doing it that way. But if it is a race to see who can gerrymander the most, Republicans come out on top.
Every time, plus a census in 2030 that, should they determine that citizens will be counted for congressional apportionment, huge advantage for Republicans. Also, look at what the Constitution says about districts, and look at what the Illinois state Constitution removes the line that talks about that. There's like 3 different things, and I'll have it for you when we come back, that it says that these districts have to be compact, concise.
Compact is the one
of them, but that's not in the Illinois state Constitution.
Oh, it's not?
No.
Oh, I thought it had been.
No. No. No.
Okay.
We'll cover it when we come back here on the Annie Frey Show. Come to the Annie Frey YouTube channel, youtube.com/@AnnieFrey, and vote in our poll. If your state can legally redraw its congressional map to benefit your party, should they? Just because they can, should they? Yes, to benefit the Republicans. Yes, to benefit the Democrats. Or no, they shouldn't. We need your votes. youtube.com/@AnnieFrey. Text the Annie Frey Show text line at 314-241-9797.
It's Mark Cox. If you enjoy your backyard like I do, you need to reach out to my friends at Chesterfield Fence and Deck. They can make it better. And make it better in time for this summer. If you reach out to them right now, you mention my name when you call, they're going to give you 20% off the bottom line of your next outdoor project with Chesterfield Fence and Deck. Listen, when you've been around since 1968 and you've been under the same ownership, you take a lot of pride in what you do, and it's a sign you have the very best when their installation crews show up at your house. Here's the thing about it. They do free in-home estimates, no obligation. They'll come out and design a project for you if that's what you're looking for. And of course, they carry the beautiful Vecadeck vinyl decking for the decks that are no maintenance. How about that? You don't have to worry about it. The colors are beautiful, plus custom sunrooms and screen rooms and pergolas. Reach out today to my friends at Chesterfield Fence. It's chesterfieldfence.com.
License number GL250000615.
Hey, it's good to hear you.
Hey, Dad, isn't it good to see ya?
Yep, but with smoke alarms, we need to hear them. If one alarm is downstairs, you might not hear it upstairs.
At school, everyone hears the fire alarm.
That's why we install hardwired smoke alarms that all go off together, just like school.
Smoke alarms done the right way.
Green is always grasser at grasserhomeservices.com.
When it comes to planning your retirement, there's a lot to think about. Portfolio management, tax planning, and retirement income just to get started. Steve All and his team at the All Financial Group focus on those things and more. Their goal is to help you achieve your goals. Call 636-230-8824 or online, yourmoneymattersstl.com.
Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IBW, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Steve All, NPN number 153-07419.
We've been here 30 years, 30 Christmases in this house, and we have the traditions that most families have.
That's Terry talking about her experience with Rhino Shield ceramic coating.
We did Rhino Shield 14 years ago, and the house still looks the same as the first day. Rhino Shield really worked with me to help me get just the right nice soft yellow, and it's 14 years later, and it's the same color.
The main reason Terry called Rhino Shield is because it's backed by its 25-year transferable warranty.
It just sounded wonderful that we could have the house coated with Rhino Shield and not have to worry about it again for 25 years.
Take it from Terry. Give Rhino Shield a call now for a free evaluation. 877-25-RHINO. 877-25-RHINO or visit 877-25rhino.com.
There have been neighbors that have come by and said, "Did you just have your house painted?" Because they wanted to know who the contractor was. And I said, "No, it's actually Rhino Shield."
877-25rhino.com.
Don't let tax refund worries hold you back. File now with TurboTax on Intuit Credit Karma. They'll find every credit and deduction to help you get every refund dollar you deserve or your money back. Start filing today in the Credit Karma app.
Annie Frey is St. Louis conservative.
So President Trump is getting queued up here to speak from the White House. You might have noticed that the markets are doing pretty well right now. There's a movement on potential discussions regarding what's happening in Iran and the Strait of Hormuz. I don't know what he's going to speak about, but the markets do like what they see. Some positive economy numbers as well, jobs numbers and so on. So we'll listen for President Trump to be speaking and go to that if we are in a position to do so. We've got Annie Triolo coming up. She's the RNC Election Integrity Communications Director. I think when we talk about election integrity, a lot of times we're talking about, mostly 2020. You listen to Democrats, they talk about election integrity in 2016. There are still prominent, angry Democrats who don't believe that Trump won in 2016. And I've heard people say, like the Cuckoos, crazy comedian red hair lady with the Trump head.
Kathy Griffin.
Oh, gosh. I've heard her talk about, I think Trump cheated in 2024. And I just think it's just permitted to say that, which is honestly the way it should be. Okay, so you think he cheated. We move on. You are interested. You agree. You completely don't care what Kathy Griffin says. You disagree. Life goes on.
We decided in 2021 that was illegal.
No, we didn't, because
you can't say that.
No, it's not about being legal or illegal. It's just about which side you're on. It's not about the act. It's about who you are.
I still live in an America that believes in justice. And I think that we decided in 2021 that Kathy Griffin's comments are now illegal.
No, we didn't. That's a utopian society that you live in. I think that more people, I'm really pumped for people to stop caring so much about what anybody else thinks.
Well, at least can we decide collectively that even if there's nothing to prosecute with Kathy Griffin, that she should be kicked off of every social media platform?
No.
Like we all were in 2021?
No. I am a big, huge fan of Kathy Griffin being able to make an ass out of herself everywhere she goes. Sorry.
Interesting philosophy.
No, we're not.
We should enshrine that in our Bill of Rights.
Where would you put it? Somewhere in the middle?
I think I'd put it a little higher than that.
Article
1.
It's okay to publicly shame shameful behavior.
Yeah.
I just am not into, the people I've interviewed about the James Comey thing, I feel like this seems petty. I hope that this isn't their. Is Moby Dick the big fish that you're trying to catch?
Yes.
Is that Hemingway?
It's the whale.
What's the book?
Moby Dick.
It's Moby Dick?
Yeah.
If I was supposed to read it in school, I definitely got the Cliff's Notes on that sucker. Yeah, your white whale. That's the phrase.
Herman Melville.
Yeah. What is the phrase? Or maybe I'm thinking of
you're chasing
the old
your
man
white
in the sea.
whale. That's.
Yeah, I'm thinking of. I do remember reading Old Man in the Sea and thinking, I'm never reading Hemingway again. That's the worst thing I've ever read.
I actually don't like Hemingway either.
It was so sad.
Yeah, I never really enjoyed much of his stuff.
So I just think, Comey, man, you done a lot. You know a few things, and his arrogant little prancing around of he's like, that would be insensitive to say. How do I put this? I'm going to skip the whole thing. I'm going to trust my gut on this. But it's like he's walking around asking for attention, getting the attention, knowing he's going to get the attention. And then when he gets all the attention, he's like, why are you looking at me? Ryan does this at the office all the time. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. They think I'm talking about you.
I don't do that.
Yeah, that's why you wear tight pants all the time.
Girl. No, I wear tight pants because it's flattering.
You're going to say
What did you think I was going to say?
I should just dump this whole segment.
Yeah,
everything I want to say, I'm like, ooh.
Our guest is on the line, hopefully not listening yet.
No. Is she? All right, let's take a break. Let's talk to Allie Triolo when we come back. And let's talk about the redistricting question, the YouTube poll that we're asking you. Get there and vote. If your state can legally redraw its congressional map to benefit your party, should they? I live in Illinois. They've already done this, but they think they can take it a little bit further. We're broadcasting in Missouri. They redrew a 7-1 map that we hear some legislators going, let's go 8-0. What should people do? You go to the Annie Frey YouTube channel and vote, and we'll speak to Allie Triolo, the RNC Election Integrity Communications Director, next. Don't go away.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You sort through tons of resumes and you get too many so-so applicants. You're just waiting for someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now, there's a place where you can meet them fast. ZipRecruiter.
Need to hire right away. Start your search for strong candidates. The right fit awaits. Build your team. Build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. And you're on your way to meeting your match. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try it now. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Warm weather means more storms, and you never know when the high winds or the hail might damage your roof. Mark Cox here from my friends at Corel Roofing Company. If you haven't had your roof inspected in the last 5 years, you need to call Curtis Corel and get that inspection to check for leaks and for damage. We've already had small hailstorms this spring, and we're not quite a year out from the big hailstorm last May. Your window may be closing to file an insurance claim connected to that. Now, here's what Curtis tells me. They are getting roofs approved for insurance claims from that 2024 storm with no problem. They're so good at what they do. The insurance companies respect and respond to them. Consider this part of your spring maintenance for your home and call Curtis today and get him out there. He did my new roof, and it looks fantastic. You're going to love working with him. They specialize in all the luxury roof shingle lines. Call 314-222-9529 or go online today to CorelRoofingCo.com.
Ryan.
YouTube live chat poll
Oh my
is,
gosh.
if your state can legally redraw its congressional map to benefit your party, should they? Yes, it should benefit the GOP. Yes, benefit the Democrats. This probably depends on the state that you live in. Or no. Let us know what you think about today's YouTube live chat poll. We'll give the results at the end of the show as usual, and you can text in your comments as well. 314-241-9797. It is 1:31. This time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating, Air Conditioning, Electrical, and Plumbing.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
JerryKelly.com.
Cutting through the spin. 97.1 FM Talk. St. Louis Conservative.
If you hear Despacito and you don't think of Joe Biden, then are you even paying attention to the news? I like the song Despacito, Justin Bieber, but when Joe Biden was running for president, I believe, and he walked up to the podium at a Latino conference, and he was like, you guys will like this, and he played Despacito from his phone into the mic.
I think about Joe Biden whenever I hear any Bieber.
You know, it's really like, I want to say to the electorate in America, come on, guys, there were signs. I mean, it was right there in front of your face. What were you thinking? We've had a huge Supreme Court ruling yesterday regarding the Voting Rights Act in Louisiana. Guess what? You can say we're going to draw a majority-minority district and isolate people and discriminate at people in order to include people. That's not how we do things here. And the Supreme Court, based in the Constitution, has said, nope, can't do that. What does that mean going forward? We see Florida passing a map in their House and their Senate in one day to go to DeSantis, which is a brand new map, very red. Missouri here, we've seen a 7-1 map that some are suggesting could go 8-0. And then in my home state of Illinois, they think they could probably draw it so that all 18 seats are blue. We've only got 3 that are Republican right now. Maybe they make it worse. What happens next? Let's talk to our next guest about it. Allie Triolo joins us, the RNC Election Integrity Communications Director. Allie, thank you for joining us. It's great to have you here.
Hey, thank you so much for having me this afternoon.
Of course. So that reaction to yesterday's Supreme Court ruling on pretty much what people are looking into is congressional maps. I said earlier on the show, it's like all people are running around in a room, frenetic. Some people are cheering. Some people are pulling their hair out, panicking. What do you make of the Supreme Court ruling? And what do you expect the Republican Party to do going forward based on what they have declared?
Well, yesterday's ruling, it just reaffirms a basic constitutional principle, which is that the government cannot racially discriminate when drawing congressional maps. Democrats were segregating voters based on race, and the Supreme Court obviously came forward and said this goes against the Voting Rights Act. I mean, this, of course, is a win for common sense. We know that Democrats have been gerrymandering for decades based on all kinds of things, but obviously yesterday was definitely a win of restoring law and order to our country.
Do you anticipate, Florida takes quick action, no surprise there. I love Ron DeSantis. I wish we had one in each state, had a Ron DeSantis in each state. Is it the right move for Republicans to be looking at these congressional maps across the country and saying, do we need to take a look at what we have here and maybe make a change?
Well, look, it was within Florida's right yesterday what they did. Obviously, they were correcting what was done to them in the census. That was their prerogative. And I think what we really need to be clear about is this is finally a chance for Republicans to fight back against Democrats that have been gerrymandering this country for decades. I am born and raised in California. And can you imagine how I have felt my whole life in this state that is arguably cut away Republicans, the worst probably in the country now, obviously Virginia, what we're seeing there. Obviously, the RNC is fighting tooth and nail to stop that. But obviously, we need to make sure that our districts actually represent communities, actually represent different areas appropriately. This lobster tail district in Virginia, that is a no. The all-black district drawn in Louisiana, we know that is a complete no. So I think for us, again, Republicans are finally able to fight back on what Democrats have been doing for years.
I heard Hakeem Jeffries suggest that they're going to respond in any way, shape that they can to what Republicans started in Texas. The Democrats are trying to make it very clear that the Republicans started this and it started in Texas. Are you saying Virginia is not the same thing as what was going on in Texas?
What I am saying is that Democrats have started this from the get-go. Even Barack Obama getting a state seat was because of gerrymandering. Look that up. We've been posting that article everywhere. So I would certainly say this is something that we have well documented and know has been happening for decades. That's a way that many Democrats have been able to hold on to power. And finally, they've just gerrymandered our country to the point that it has gone too far. The Supreme Court has intervened and said, listen, you guys, what you are doing is against the law. So now Republicans are finally able to fight back on what has been done to us for decades. I also want to point out, just going back to the hypocrisy, Hakeem Jeffries celebrating Virginia. Barack Obama saying it's the best thing ever when we know that those proposed maps, that 10-1 split, is not indicative of Virginia voters, which is a purple state. And then 2 days later saying, oh, my gosh, what the Supreme Court has done to the gerrymandering. I mean, it's clear as day, and you're just really getting me on my soapbox here.
That's all right. That's why you are here. Annie Triolo speaking with us, RNC Election Integrity Communications Director. Let's talk about what's at stake, because the Democrats have been, in every way that they can, I think that one of the biggest criticisms, honestly, of the at least right-leaning, center-right to right-leaning electorate is that they want to see Republicans fight a little bit harder, because the Democrats, they leave it all on the field. We've got a midterm coming up with a razor-thin majority of Republicans in the House as it is right now. What are the Democrats going to do if they win the House, potentially the Senate, come this November? What is at stake for Republicans?
Well, obviously, we know if Democrats are in charge, nothing's going to get done. Their party has no direction, no policies that actually add value to American people. The only thing that they are united about is hating President Trump. What we have seen since President Trump has taken office and Republicans taken the majority is a huge delivery of the promises made and the promises kept. We passed the largest tax cut in American history, even as to establish generational wealth. All of the border issues that Kamala Harris famously said that they just couldn't fix, President Trump fixed them in a year. We have a president that is strong enough to fight terrorism and protect the entire world from Iran. So here's what's at stake. If Republicans do not go out and vote at the polls, we are going to lose the common sense and the work that Republicans have worked so hard on the past 2 years. Here at the RNC, one of our major priorities, of course, is making sure states are being honest when it comes to elections. We have more than 130 active cases right now in more than 30 states protecting the ballot box. And then we also have a robust Get Out the Vote campaign. We know that the midterm election is a little bit different. We have to reach voters and remind them there is an election in November, and we have a lot of tools in our toolbox to do that. But I would say the greatest messenger right now is President Trump, and the proof is in the pudding. We have to quit looking at the mainstream media saying, oh, this is going to be this big Democrat tsunami. No. We have to stay the course and be confident that the proof is in the pudding.
Last question we have for you, Annie Triolo speaking with us. You are the RNC Election Integrity Communications Director. How confident are you in the integrity of our elections, and what are Republicans doing right now? What's the party plan to ensure that we can have confidence going forward in our votes being cast and counted correctly?
Yes, well, please know every Republican that goes out to vote this year should have confidence in our elections. That is my job. That is our election integrity team's job, our attorney's job, is to make sure that our voters, our base, feels like their vote is secure and it matters, and it does. Again, we have a case right now before the Supreme Court, Watson versus RNC, which is to strengthen the integrity of mail-in ballots. We know that that has been a big concern. We also launched the largest ever public records request in RNC history to make sure states are accurately cleaning their voter rolls, that there are not dead people on voter rolls or people that shouldn't be registered. We are actively suing to make sure that there is equal representation on Election Day between Republicans and Democrats of poll workers. We are involved heavily in our battleground states like Georgia, North Carolina, Arizona. We have boots on the ground. We have a robust program working to secure the ballot box. So if any Republican out there is listening, let me tell you, your vote is vital. It will be secure, and we need to make sure that you get out and vote in November.
What do they need to do in order to be a part of a solution, more than showing up to vote? But you're talking to people here. Some of us do live in somewhat purple districts, so all of these seats, all of these votes matter. How do people get, one step more involved than showing up to vote?
Yes, well, we would definitely encourage people to go to protectthevote.com. That is our Republican Party's website where you can put in your information, whether it's becoming a poll observer, poll watcher, poll worker, or joining us in a boots-on-the-ground capacity to get out the vote. So definitely go to protectthevote.com, and there is where you will see all of the ways in which you can help us secure the midterms.
Allie Triolo, thank you for the time today. It's great to hear your voice, your enthusiasm, and we're looking forward to what happens next. We appreciate your time.
All right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Take care. Bye-bye. The RNC Election Integrity Communications Director, Allie, speaking with us there. It's good to have her. All right, let's break. I want your thoughts, though, on this poll. We'll read some of your text messages and your responses on our YouTube channel after you vote. Here's the real question. You would think that the majority of our audience would say yes if it's going to benefit the GOP. Should your state redraw the congressional map to benefit your party? That's the real question we're asking here. Yes to benefit the GOP, yes to benefit the Democrats, or no. You go to youtube.com/@AnnieFrey, or if you're on your YouTube app on your phone, you just type in Annie Frey, F-R-E-Y. Subscribe to the channel and get notifications on, because you'll see when we go live every day. It'll pop up there on your phone, and you can open the live chat right there and vote on the poll and get that vote in right away. Just subscribe and turn on the notifications. You'll never miss a poll. Let us know what you think in the comments. Text messages at 314-241-9797, 314-241-9797. We'll feature those when we return. The Retirement Advisory Group. These are folks who can help you manage your money going into retirement. Your big question, how do you protect your money so that it's going to serve you? All of that work you've put into saving it and helping it grow. What can you do to make sure it's going to help you live comfortably for the rest of your life? That's the question. And the answers are at the other end of 314-993-9494 and the Retirement Advisory Group, 314-993-9494. If you're nearing retirement, you could be already retired. You're going to qualify to sit down with Bob and Tammy Kershaw, with Thomas Helbig. When you talk to them about where you are and what your dream is, what retirement looks like to you, they're the ones who get you across that bridge, who prepare you, give you the answers, maybe even the incredible news that, you know what, you're actually kind of ready right now. Give them a call at 314-993-9494, 314-993-9494, and schedule a free discussion, a free meeting with them so that you can learn how to plan for a worry-free retirement. The dream is almost a reality. Make that phone call and make it happen. RetirementKey.com.
What's happening now?
It's a win for those who were challenging these two minority-majority districts. Now, that may have a domino effect on some 20 other districts. Could be huge for the midterms.
97.1 FM Talk.
If anyone calls or messages you about investing your money and promises quick profits, guaranteed returns, or can't miss opportunities, stop. Don't fall for the call. I'm Denny Hoskins, Missouri Secretary of State. Our office regulates investing and works to protect investors. Call the Missouri Securities Hotline at 800-721-7996 or visit MissouriProtectsInvestors.com. Paid for by the Missouri Investor Education and Protection Fund. This is a public service announcement.
The pressure on data centers has never been greater. Whether you're expanding capacity, supporting AI workloads, or building new facilities, Graybar works alongside you with the solutions, specialists, and logistics expertise you need today. We help you power performance every step of the way, so your operation is ready now. Yep, Graybar does that.
You're listening to The Annie Frey Show, 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
We collectively held our breath in here. Did you? Listening?
You'd have to really turn it up, though.
I know. I mean, you wouldn't. No, not according to the FCC.
I remember when
clean.
that song
Ethan
came
knows.
out that I had no clue that there was anything said in that beginning part.
He's starting, if you've heard this song before, Good Riddance, this was our senior class song. And when we chose it as our senior class song at graduation, did you guys have a senior class song?
I thought it was this, but I was 99.
I know. Well, but yeah, same difference. Paul Cruda of Cruda Bakery go to Collinsville and eat all of their things because they're all incredible. He's a great guitarist. And so he played that song and sang it and performed it because I graduated with him. And the whole question was, is he going to do it? Because the beginning of that song the beginning of the song starts with the guitar riff there. And it starts, and then in the actual recording of Green Day's song, he says the F word, and then he gets going, and then he plays the song. And so I went to a Lutheran high school, and the big question was like, is he going to do it? He did not do it. He kind of was like, I think I'm going to do it.
He should have done it and then said
Paul.
Farts.
He would say something like that. But he didn't. But every time you hear that song, it's like you stop, you hold your breath, and you look at the ceiling like, is this going to happen? Okay, it didn't happen. Thank God.
You just hold the F real long, and then you're like, psych, and then you play the song.
The YouTube poll for today, if your state can legally redraw its congressional map to benefit your party, should they? What do you think, Ryan?
I'm in Illinois, and so I'm going to say yes, benefit the GOP.
Yeah.
If we could draw it, let's do it.
You want states that can benefit the GOP to do it.
Yeah, that's ultimately what I'm saying. But you know that if you do it, every state's going to do it.
Well, it's not if somebody does it. It's
It's
done
already
for
been done.
decades.
Yeah.
It's been done, and now it's the trendy thing to do.
Well, it's the only difference is that we're doing it mid-decade. I mean, that's the only thing that is kind of breaking precedent right now. And so once somebody starts doing it, then everybody's got to do it. And we knew going into this, the math benefited Republicans. And so this is what it looks like. This is everybody always saying, it's terrible when I see this state doing it, but it's, but because they did it, then we have to do it, which is true. That is the truth.
You interested at all in this? Okay, everybody who's listening right now, I'm talking to you right now, and I know that you don't agree with a lot of things that I say, and you don't like Donald Trump, but you kind of enjoy some of the fun that we have, and you tolerate us. So we're very grateful for you, especially you. I'm going to say something here right now that's going to make you a little upset, but I want you to stick around. I want you to send us a text to 314-241-9797. You can set me straight there. But this is for the people who listen because they do agree with what we say. Do you want the Republicans to continue to be the party that takes the high road? That gives a lot of the expectation of what people, I think the high road has been paved by Democrats for Republicans so that they always fall off of it and fail. And then the failure is the story. It's not that you never get to bask in being on the high road. The Democrats don't care because that road isn't paved for them. There are moral positions and pedestals that the Democrats force Republicans on so that naturally, because we're all broken individual failing people, you're gonna fall. You're not gonna be able to stay on that moral high ground or that pedestal in perpetuity. You will screw up, something will go wrong, and then that is the whole story of your career. I think that the redistricting thing is kind of a moral high ground question. I think that there is an understanding that if you could do what Virginia did, this is where the Democrats are like, we just have to do it. And then they just did it. There was no question about the moral foundation of what they were doing. They think that anything that opposes Donald Trump is morally sound. That's pretty much where they are. So it's just when I look at Republicans, I want them to be the good guys. And I often question myself, do I want them to be the good guys because that's the fight that this is a very good do you accept the premise question. Do I want the Republicans to be the good guys because that's the ring that they've been put into that they can only fail?
Okay, I have a very nuanced answer to that question. I do want Republicans to take the high ground, but not at the expense of shooting their own toe off. Like Indiana is a great example of that in this gerrymander battle. They've decided, we're going to be upright. We're going to be so upright that we're going to allow an extra Democrat seat in our state. It still doesn't even make sense because you're still not proportioned to the actual vote, the popular vote in your state. So it's stupid. And Every state around you is doing it. Everybody else is doing it. So what you're doing is saying, I'm going to play a game that doesn't exist anymore just to say that I've got the moral high ground. It's stupid. It's stupid.
And it's what the Democrats continue to thrust upon Republicans, because they have no interest in that moral superiority. They don't care. They want power.
Yeah.
Period. That's all there is to it. I want to go to the White House right now. President Trump sitting at the Resolute desk in the Oval Office. I see a Congressman Jason Smith standing over to the left, and this is about retirement accounts. Let's listen in and see what kind of executive order he's signing here.
We're up good everywhere. Unfortunately, I'm not running except you.
I'll be back, sir.
We're up and everywhere, but I'm not running, Peter, unless you say I can. Right?
Don't leave that up to me.
Anyway. Well, thank you very much, everybody. We very much appreciate it. This is a big afternoon. They all are, in a way, because all of these things that we do are very important. This afternoon, I'm thrilled to sign a historic executive order expanding access to high-quality retirement savings accounts for millions of Americans. In my State of the Union earlier this year, I promised to make these same types of retirement accounts enjoyed by the federal employees available to all Americans. So that's what we're doing. It only seemed fair. It's really a tremendous situation for all Americans. That was really much promises made, as I say, promises kept. I'm thrilled to be joined by incredible people that I know and the warriors. Jason Smith, these are Congress people. Brian Stile, Mike Carey, Lloyd Smucker, Bill Heisinger, Ryan McKenzie, John McGuire, Zach Nunn, Derek Van Orden, Jeff Crank, Nick Begich, Monica De La Cruz, and Mike Lawler. Warriors, every one of them. They're great people. They fought very hard for what we're about to sign. And since my election, the stock market has set 59, this is in a little bit more than a year, 59 all-time record highs, adding $9 trillion in value to really the value of our country, if you think about it. Under 4 years of Biden, the average 401k rose at a rate of just $875 a year. Last year, under Trump, the average 401k balance was up $24,000. So $875 versus $24,000, I would say that's pretty good.
Take it.
This is really incredible. The numbers are incredible. The numbers being invested in our country are more incredible than anything. You see it. There are plants being built all over the USA. We have auto plants, not just AI. AI is doing great. We're leading China by quite a bit. But we have auto plants being built all over the country. They're coming back from Canada. They're coming back from Mexico, Germany, Japan, South Korea. Wherever they build autos, they're coming here. Nobody ever thought they'd see that. The union loves me. You know, I did very well with the auto workers, but they like me a lot more now than they did when I was just talking about it. Beginning at the start of next year, every American will be able to go to TrumpIRA.gov and open a new low-cost IRA account. You'll then be able to access the same type of retirement accounts that federal employees enjoy through the thrift savings plans, which are incredible. As part of the Federal Savers Match Program, low-income Americans will be eligible to receive up to $1,000 per year in matching funds deposited directly into their accounts. It's a great thing. For millions of Americans who lack employer-sponsored plans, this will be really revolutionary because they'll be covered. Nobody thought that was possible. For example, if a 25-year-old who is eligible for a Savers Match Program invest just $165 a month under the matching federal contributions, they will have an estimated $465,000 in their account by the time they're 65 years old. In other words, they'll be rich. And there's something awfully nice about that. But this is only the first step. I was talking to Kevin Hassett a little while ago, and the people standing right behind me, we're going to take it to the next level. And the next level, Kevin, you're going to mention something, but the next level will be necessary to have congressional approval. What you just heard, we don't need congressional approval. and it'll never be terminated, because to terminate it, if somebody else is in office, to terminate it, you'd have to take that money away. You'd have to really take away something that's so positive. I don't think any politician would do it. But to take it to the next level, we need congressional approval, which should be very easy to get. It should be bipartisan. Normally it would be bipartisan, but today, nothing's bipartisan, right? I mean, it should be something that everybody supports. So, Kevin, before we start, maybe you could just explain what we're talking about for the next level.
Right. So for the next level, sir, what we're already talking, Chairman Smith and I about, and I've been talking with Mr. Smucker about this for a number of years, is that we're going to expand this program that you're creating here, which is for low-income people, to middle income people and maybe above as well, so that every American, most high-income people have an employer that gives them a 401k with a match. But low-income people or Uber drivers or something, they don't have access to that. They don't have access to the match. What we've done here is you've given the match to low-income people with incomes below $35,000. But we think that there are a lot of people, even who make more than that don't have many assets for retirement. And so we're working with Congress to significantly expand this program, and are looking forward for legislation this year to expand this.
So there you have Kevin Hassett speaking at the White House about it. Essentially, it seems like they kind of likened it to that 401k that maybe you participate in. We are fortunate to be able to participate in that here. And then your company matches it. So this seems like, if I'm understanding them correctly, that they're going to create a situation like that for low-income people that might involve a match. But what Kevin Hassett was saying is maybe this should benefit people outside of just low-income people. Maybe those middle-income people should as well. Where's the match money come from? How does that work? Details will continue after we take a quick break here. We'll find out the highlights of this executive order being signed at the White House. Reminder, go vote in the YouTube live chat poll. If your state can legally redraw its congressional map to benefit your party, should they? You can text us at 314-241-9797.
Last year, we had 295 trials where we'd been offered a total of $90 million on all those cases. When the dust settled, we had recovered over $1.1 billion in verdicts and mid-trial settlements. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. We became America's largest injury firm for a reason. We won a lot, $30 billion and counting. The best part of all those wins is that it helps you when you hire us. All those wins allow us to let the insurance company know we mean business. And believe me, they know who we are. If you've been injured, Google Morgan & Morgan results. You're not bragging if it's a fact. 3 million people tried to hire us last year alone. That happened for a reason. Visit forthepeople.com and let's get started this minute. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. Past results afford no guarantee of future results. Every case is different and must be judged on its own merits.
KFTK FM Florissant from the Kaufman Townsley St. Louis's Injury Lawyers Studio. Call 314-777-7777.
That's 314-777-7777. Movement in the U.S. House. On Lisa Brady, Fox News. A stalemate over Homeland Security funding is broken, with a voice vote sending a shutdown-ending bill to the president's desk.
In spite of our razor-thin, historically small majority, House Republicans continue to deliver for the American people. We will continue to do that for the remainder of the year, and that is a large reason why we are going to win the midterms, so that the grown-ups can stay in charge here.
House Speaker Mike Johnson credits a separate process to work on immigration enforcement funding without needing votes from Democrats who were demanding ICE reforms, and blame Republicans for the record-long shutdown of other DHS funding. Louisiana's Secretary of State just certifying an emergency after the U.S. Supreme Court ruling that a majority black congressional district is unconstitutional, relying too heavily on race when it was redrawn. Early voting begins this weekend for many primaries in Louisiana. Voting in the House races will be suspended. Tennessee lawmakers facing a call to reconvene to redraw their maps.
Tennessee Republican Senator Marsha Blackburn, who's also a frontrunner for governor, urging the state legislature to reconvene to redraw the state's congressional districts, saying on X that it's essential to cement President Trump's agenda and the golden age of America, with Tennessee Democrats pushing back against the plan that would target the state's 9th district, U.S. congressional seat held by Rep. Steve Cohen.
That'll be very harmful to the city of Memphis and harmful to the African-American vote.
So far, no announcements of the General Assembly meeting ahead of Tennessee's August primary.
Fox's Jeff Manasso. President Trump says he spoke with Tennessee's governor this morning and that the governor will work hard to correct what the president calls a flaw. Just getting word, Camp Mystic in Texas will not open this summer, withdrawing an application for the license and citing the pain of last summer's tragedy when 25 campers and 2 counselors were killed in flooding. The plan to reopen this year drawing outrage from families and some lawmakers who are still investigating the flood response. America's listening to Fox News.
Hey guys, do you want male performance in the bedroom and do you want it now? Get it in 47 seconds or less. For the first time, you can have instant male enhancement. Introducing Knox 47, the topical male enhancement that works in 47 seconds or less. Satisfaction guaranteed. Finally, after years of scientific research, our proprietary formula will allow you to perform in the bedroom like never before. Just imagine that little blue pill on steroids. No reason to settle and wait when you can get instant performance now. Forget about pills and potions that make you wait hours or up to 30 days to work. That's yesterday's news. Knox 47 is brand new. The hottest thing for men. And you don't need a prescription. Call now and get your free supply for a limited time.
To find out how to get Knox 47 for free, call now. 800-677-1453. That's 800-677-1453. Free bottles for limited time. Call 800-677-1453. That's 800-677-1453.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation. Weather.
There's another cool front headed our way, so an increase in clouds going through our Thursday afternoon. 68 for the high tonight. Clouds dominate. That front will trigger a couple of light showers, 47. Friday, it's all about a northwest flow, mostly sunny and breezy, 62. Saturday, sunny, 63. Sunday, sunny. Warm it up Sunday, 74. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist, Dave Martin.
The Annie Frey Show is sponsored by Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation. Time to schedule your air conditioner service. Get not just your AC, but your entire HVAC system checked for $19 a month with the Preferred Partner Plan. And be ready for the first heat wave. AirComfortService.com.
Annie Frey, Ryan Wiggins, Brad Ray.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride. What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Frey Show on 97.1 FM Talk.
Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. The president from the Oval Office signing an executive order trying to extend investment opportunities for people in lower income situations, and also saying that he hopes that Kevin Hassett hopes that this is something that can be expanded beyond what they're doing right now. So thoughts on the future. I really think it is interesting how much they're leaning into stock markets and investing in a lot of different ways. Trump accounts. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have children and you haven't set up a Trump account, I don't care how much you hate this man. There's a potential for you to have free money invested into a Trump account for your kid and years of compounding interest. You can't hate him that much, can you? Come on. TrumpAccounts.gov. I've set one up for all of my kids. You should set it up too. It's very simple to do. TrumpAccounts.gov. I would tell you if you haven't filed your tax return yet, just file out. You can fill out, you can add it then. I filed my taxes almost day one that you could. And at that point, we were the first ones that my tax guy filled out. So he's like, okay, let's give this a shot. We could only do 2. I apparently have too many kids.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But I went and did it. I did the other 2 on my own.
Oh, okay. I like that he is trying to bring middle to lower income people into the market. I don't love the fact that we have to be in the market, but look, if you're not in it, you're missing out. Like, that's where you're going to generate some wealth, is by tying some of your money to the market, because it just keeps exponentially going up year after year after year. So him trying to bring people in, that's a good thing.
Shifting gears here, there was a state dinner the other night at the White House for the king and the queen when they were there. And I noticed this. I got home. This was, I guess it would have been Tuesday night. Yeah, because I was coming home from the Retirement Advisory Group event, the Helbig Kershaw event at the Doubletree in Chesterfield. And hello to everybody that I met there. So many nice people. And so I'm listening to Sirius XM on the way home because I will usually go home and watch Jesse Waters. My shows in order of preference that I watch: Jesse Waters, The 5, if there's not a big news story that happened after the 5. If the 5 still is the culmination of their reaction to everybody, because you just get a lot of different opinions. Yes, I like to listen to the Democrats on the 5, try to make a case. And then also, if there's a lot of news, I'll try to listen to Bret Baier because he's the news guy. If news breaks towards the evening, later in the evening, early night, instead of watching Bret Baier or the 5, I might watch, is it Trace Gallagher at night? I just love his show. Fox News at night. Are you asleep by then?
I'm usually asleep by about 8:30.
What time do you get tucked in at night?
I'm going to say that I have my glass of warm milk at 8. Whether I'm asleep by 8:30.
I don't know if you're joking. I have no idea if you're being cute.
I might be. I'm always being cute. Even when I'm being serious, I'm cute.
Keep looking for opportunities to affirm you, and I'm failing.
I affirm me enough.
I know. There's no room for more people in that elevator.
He's the Stuart Smalley of this show.
But just for me.
Yes,
Gosh
we know.
darn it,
We're
people
here.
like me.
We're there. We're aware. So I did notice, though, Tuesday that a lot of people were not doing their shows. I'm like, where the heck is everybody? What's going on? Well, it turns out that I guess all of Fox was at the state dinner for the king.
Oh, really?
They were able to attend. And Jesse Waters told this show on the 5 yesterday.
So you have to go through security when you get in. We go through, and Emma and I got stopped because I put Emma's information down wrong. I got her birthday wrong. So
Oh, my God.
we had to stand there for 5 minutes. And the woman says, don't worry. Every member of Fox screwed up their paperwork. And I'm like, and I get it and I see Brett and he goes, yeah, I put my wife's birthday down wrong too. And then I go see Gregg and he goes, yeah, I spelled my wife's name wrong. Spelled your
but
wife's
I had a
name
reason
wrong?
because the translation of her last name is always off. So, but it was fine. Notice I don't have any pictures of Elena.
How is the king, Jesse?
So
these are your wives, right?
We do the walkthrough where you do the introduction, and then King had no idea who I was. And so I said, I'm on Fox, and I have 2 shows. And he goes, well, they must really love you here. I said, yes. And so we go down, and there's the queen. And I said, well, how was the beehive? And she goes, it was very good. No one got stung. And then I said, well, in Washington, D.C., if the bees don't get you, the guns will.
You said that?
Yeah. And then this woman just starts pulling me away from me.
That is...
I feel like that would be Ryan Wiggins at a state dinner.
Oh, heck yeah.
To me, the amount of secondhand embarrassment that I received watching Jesse Waters, to his credit, tell his embarrassing stories. I appreciate the humanity or the humanizing experience of knowing that somebody who's of Jesse Waters' caliber, primetime, top-rated show on Fox, goes and says stupid things to the Queen. I like to know that. Have you ever said anything? Have you ever been in a position where maybe the stakes were high, you were nervous, maybe you felt a little out of sorts, like you're like, I'm here, but I don't really belong here, don't know what to do, so you're trying to kind of put upon a little bit. Have you ever been in that position and walked away going, that's the worst I've ever been?
Yes.
Can you tell us?
Well, there's a couple situations.
Is it
and
here on
there's
air?
a lot that happen
Is it daily
throughout a lifetime. But the 2 that come to mind most recently, I think I was in an interview once for my first TV job, and it was just so nerve-wracking.
Are you the interviewer?
No, I'm the person interviewing
For a job.
For the job.
Okay.
I'm like 23 years old.
Yeah.
I'm wearing a suit that's too big.
Were you more confident at 23 or at 63 now?
So that's funny.
You don't accept the premise?
I don't accept your premise. I'm not even 45. I am sitting really low in this camera, though. I'm going to fix that real quick.
That's what happens when you get older. You kind of slouch.
You kind of slouch. Yeah, you get shorter.
Were you more confident in your 20s than you are now?
In some ways, yes. I was more brash and bold.
Yeah.
But I'm more confident generally now. But anyway, I walked into this interview, and I got there like an hour early, and I'm sitting in the lobby forever going, what am I doing? Just to make sure I could.
Were you being made to wait?
No, I was not.
Okay.
I was just that early.
It wasn't a move.
No, not at all. They didn't need to make a move on me. There was no power structure there. So I walk in.
I thought this was NBC.
And the first thing the guy says, "Hey, have a seat. How you doing?" And I was like, "Hey, you too." And good morning, you too. You're just ready to say it. And it was like, "Hey, how you doing? You too." Oh no, I'm trying to.
Did you talk about it a lot?
Job. No, I just moved on.
Huh? That's better than what you would do now.
Well, I think it's because I was.
Now you would just.
I was really I had been sitting there for probably so long.
What job were you interviewing for? What would you have been doing?
Television production.
Okay.
Just some sort of low-level job that I was trying to get in the door for, which I got. I got the job. But
is that how you started in the industry?
Kind of. A little
You too?
bit. I had done some comedy stuff before that, but not an official job. I'm trying to think of the other time that I just recently did that.
Brad, do you have any stories?
Oh man, I feel like there are some ones. It's similar to Ryan. I was interviewing for a position, and I found out that the position was, basically, it was a stocking position on Scott Air Force Base, but the company that runs it is a company that hires mainly blind people. But
this is a great setup.
Yeah.
I hope the rest of the story is as good as the beginning.
So I go in and I'm doing
nice
the interview.
To see you.
No, it was
I don't know what jokes are okay. I don't know what jokes are okay.
It was a Zoom interview, so I don't know how that worked.
Could have been a phone call for them.
Yeah, probably was.
They aren't blind.
But you hear how you're using the phrase them and they and you all. I leaned into that on accident, and I was like, oh, I just love the opportunity to come to do a job, earn some money, but also to help people like you who can't see, and I didn't get the job. I was like, man, I thought this
is not.
You
knew going in that it was.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you just kept referring to them as they and them and
you all.
You all.
And people like you.
How old were you?
21, 22, something like that.
I did this not long ago. It was not in a job interview.
Good.
So I'm not trying. Go somewhere else.
Oh, I know you're not trying.
I am definitely not trying. You can take that to the bank. But
you are taking it to the bank.
Yeah, you're right. Not well though. There's some room for improvement.
We're all in
there.
radio.
But I may have said this on the air, and because this was just a month ago, Christian school, and I yelled out to my son, who was a volleyball was coming right for his head, and I was yelling like, oh, he didn't see it because he was just turning and he didn't quite, and I tried to yell, dip and duck at the same time, and I kind of got caught between the words, and so but there wasn't any context for like, hey river, duck. It wasn't even like a hey river, hey so-and-so. I just yelled out the word. I just yelled, we're in the middle of just everybody at a Christian school just kind of having fun, playing a little volleyball. And I just yelled out, duck! But it wasn't with a U. It was with an I. And they're like, why would you just yell the word out? Nobody knew what I was even doing.
The jerk parent on your team turns around and was like, yeah, what do you want?
No, Richard responded.
It's Richard, sir.
You can call me Rich.
Oh, thank you. I have trouble with that sometimes.
Oh, man. I'm trying to think any time I ever said something. I mean, if I say the phrase in our house, I said what I said, they all go, and I said shart. If you haven't seen me in a Ruler Foods advertisement, combine the words shop and smart and deliver that with great professionalism the way I finished that ad, by the way.
Oh, you started. It was the first sentence of the ad.
I basically said you can go there to
You can go there and shart. And we're like, what?
It's unbelievable.
In the room.
Yeah.
We were like, what do you do?
There was just...
She's still got to do the live.
Just the tiniest little hiccup in her voice, and then she powered through.
I swallowed laughter.
hear it.
I'm like, I made a split-second decision, like, I'm going to finish this thing. And I said, shart, and I was like, ooh. And then I just finished it. My recollection is you fell out of the studio.
Well, I went like this. My mic wasn't on, but I went... And then just didn't know what to do because I'm like, well, I'm just going to sit here and make noise.
Yeah.
Oh, my
and
gosh.
it's going to throw you off.
You looked away. And
I
the
looked
back
away
of
and I
your
just
head,
walked away.
The back of your head was as red as Ethan's hat.
Ethan, were you here for
Sharkgate?
Sharkgate?
No, but I've heard about it.
Everybody has.
There have been swirlings.
A Sharknado, you might say.
Around the... Yes.
It's not my recollection.
A Sharknado. That is right, Ryan Wiggins. Very good. Very good radio. Yes, I have heard things.
So it was Hannah, I guess. It must have been Hannah who was here with us, I think.
Yes.
Oh, my God.
Well, that was when Anna was still making really good videos
that
for us,
video.
too.
Yeah, she did
and
such
that video
a great
was funny.
Now they went over to the Y98 Morning Show, and they do all that stuff over there, so check them out there. That's the maybe the most embarrassing thing I've ever said, and, of course, had to say it to all of the St. Louis bi-state region. I'm trying to think if there was one other one. But I don't want to talk about that one on the air.
Just real quick, what were you trying to say
Let's talk
again?
about that one.
Shop smart.
Got it. And you said shart.
Shart.
Let's talk about the other one.
Not right now.
Why not?
Because we have a sponsored segment after this break. And it's... What?
She was talking about VIPs.
We'll be right back. Don't go away.
If that was in the middle of that ad, we've all lost it. She lost that one, too. No
I want to talk to you about Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation. The number to connect to them, of course, 314-513-0091. That's 513-0091. Air Comfort Service is ready to take your phone call to ensure that they can provide you the very best service when it comes to everything HVAC, as I mentioned, insulation as well. If you need to get something looked at, why don't you just sign up to be a preferred partner while you're at it? This makes sense. The preferred partner plan, you're going to get regularly scheduled heating and cooling system checks. They're going to check the entire system 2 times a year. This is going to keep you well ahead of surprise pop-up maintenance issues that you are going to have to pay a lot more for if you don't catch them early. They're going to catch them early for you. They also give you discounts on diagnostic calls and repairs, discounts on new equipment as well if that's the avenue you have to go, and you get priority service. So go right to the front of the line with Air Comfort Service for your HVAC needs. Call 314-513-0091, aircomfortservice.com.
Hi, I'm Bob Kershaw with Retirement Advisory Group.
Hi, I'm Tammy Kershaw. When we meet our clients for the first time, they have built up a lifetime of savings. Their question is, what can we do with this money so we can live comfortably the rest of our lives? First, we develop a strategy to protect your nest egg from any market losses. Then we build your own personalized structured income plan that will generate you an income the rest of your life. We put you in control of your money.
You've earned it, and it's our job to make sure you enjoy it. Let our team show you how you can have the retirement of your dreams. Call us now at 314-993-9494 for a no-cost, no-obligation retirement review. You will also get a copy of our latest edition book, Your Key to a Worry-Free Retirement. We've been helping retirees and pre-retirees retire with confidence for 40 years. Call us now at 314-993-9494 or go online at retirementkey.com. That's retirementkey.com.
Don't let tax refund worries hold you back. File now with TurboTax on Intuit Credit Karma. They'll find every credit and deduction to help you get every refund dollar you deserve or your money back. Start filing today in the Credit Karma app.
Annie Frey is St. Louis conservative.
Hold up. Check it out.
Sports and local.
Time to find out if Ethan's been drinking.
Say that again?
I don't remember that one.
What did you say? I only heard it's been drinking.
Time to remember, or time to find out if Ethan's been drinking.
All right, let's go.
Let's find out.
You're not on the board. You can.
It's sponsored by All Financial.
Still.
They hope you haven't been.
I think there's a lot of people hoping I haven't been.
I
Would
hope
be
you have.
a problem.
Comfortably and safely.
Did you guys see the story or any of the video footage of a cow on the loose at
bull.
the U of I
Yes.
yesterday?
It was a bull.
This
You know how you
absolutely
can tell?
cracked me
The horns.
up. Was there? I couldn't see horns, but you know what? It doesn't really matter.
Where were you looking?
Gotta look under the skirt.
Whoa, guys.
Oh, hey, this video is funny.
Look. There is a cow literally running through the campus. Like, kids are having to evade and jump out of the way of it.
Dude bailed.
Why don't we do this kind of stuff more often as a society? It's fun.
Are you encouraging
Livestock
this?
chaos?
Yeah. You're encouraging this?
Let a couple
He was
animals
definitely
loose.
targeting that guy.
You know what? Yesterday I drove past a guy who was walking. He was a young man. He was walking down the street with a little puppy, and that puppy saw some chickens in a yard, and it started barking, and it made its way into the yard, and they were chasing each other around. I had a really nice moment.
That was a long story.
Yeah.
Ethan?
Got almost 1 million views. That's yeah, that happened. You know, I don't
You
really
see a
have much
bull in
more
the
to say about it
streets, you
besides
running
that.
to the bull, or you're running away from the bull? Are you trying to stand still and act as large as possible?
Depends if I'm wearing the color red or not.
Yeah.
If I am wearing red, I am fleeing. Any other color game on?
If you're wearing red, you just got to disrobe and throw that on Ryan.
Excuse me?
Yes.
Take
You
your
gotta
clothes
do what
off.
you got to do for your safety and
You gotta
security.
And then run around.
Gotta disrobe the horned bull.
Yeah. No, you don't have to take the clothes off the bull. She can keep her skirt on.
I'm disrobing myself for the horned bull.
You're taking the red off of your person.
Got it.
And you're throwing it on Ryan and videoing it for the show.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that would be fine.
Ryan and
Come here, cheeseburger.
Here's why. Did you know that they're not actually attracted to red?
What are they attracted to?
The waving of the cloth. So all you'd have to do is take off all your clothes and stand there.
What about his hair?
If it's windy, he's dead.
Look at those flowing locks. Toro!
Leave me alone. Leave me alone.
Running's making it worse.
Leave me alone.
The bull would be like, no people here. Wait a minute. That's a man's hair waving. I'm going to go kill it.
Is that what the bull would be like? Go back and
It's
listen
all
to that
part
again.
Of the, part of the bull's brain.
Oh man.
Thanks for that, Ethan.
How do I move on from that?
You don't.
Okay, well, it's been a fun segment,
You
guys.
just got to reboot.
St. Louis City SC won a soccer game.
Yeah.
Woohoo! They won yesterday. They faced off against the Chicago Fire, and this was a U.S. Open Cup game, and this was the round of 16 match, and it's the first time that St. Louis City SC has won a elimination game in the Open Cup. 2-1 final. Goals from Makai Joyner as well as Edward Leuven. And as a result, St. Louis City SC will play in the quarterfinals. I believe that's going to be on May 19th. It's May 19th or 20th. They haven't announced when the date will be. And that'll be a home game for St. Louis City SC, and they'll be facing off against Houston. So, listen.
How do you cheer for the St. Louis SC? Like, what's the appropriate? I'm not a soccer person, so go Cardinals, go Blues.
What you mean? Like,
What
how
do
do
you
you
do?
literally cheer?
Sure.
So, you haven't been to a game?
No.
Even though they're not good, the atmosphere there is really cool.
Uh-huh.
The supporter section is behind one of the goals. It's basically
What is this? What are the rest of the people?
the rest of the people are just
acquaintances.
are just watching as if almost like you're watching a basketball game. If something good happens, they're going up, they're going crazy, or if there's a big moment. But besides that, they're just sitting and like taking it in, like clapping when something good happens. But
So what? Okay, go back to the supporter section. What are they doing?
supporter section is on their feet the entire game. They have a drum line
So
that
this is like going to a college basketball game at U of I, and the supporter section is the Orange Crush, and
kind
the
of.
rest of us are there.
The rest of it's like watching Wimbledon.
Okay.
Very good.
Yeah, kind of.
Go team.
There's a percussion line, so drums are going the entire game. They're
This is
doing
the same
chants.
school that has a bull running around the campus.
Chants, yep,
Go
flags.
team.
Of course, we've talked about some of the flags and I guess some of the
What do you
limitations.
say? What do you say? Go City?
They have a bunch of different chants.
No. What, are you allowed to say things if you're not a supporter?
Yeah, of course you are.
What do you say?
Quietly into yourself.
Hooray!
You say, hooray,
Go
soccer.
team. How do you
I mean-
cheer for the team? Like, they don't
What's
have a
the
mascot.
Let's Go Blues?
I probably
the Whoa,
when
St. Louis
when they
City.
score, the crowd chants STL STL. I don't
Okay.
know what the
What's that stand
typical
for?
let's go St. Louis City SC. I don't know what that is.
City, we love you. City, how about you?
To the supporters.
And then they stop
They're like,
playing.
You sit down.
And then
You're
they
not
have
in
to be completely still unless it's windy, and then you'll see them.
Is it customary if you're not in the supporter section to do kind of a golf clap and just be like within yourself?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the other day they had a couple of great chances, a couple of really good saves, a couple off the crossbar, and the crowd goes crazy for a second, as you would.
So everybody's allowed.
As you would if there was a great save that Jordan Biddington makes at a Blues game. Everyone's like, oh, they're like the anticipation, it builds up. So, I mean, it's similar to how you would watch a basketball game or a hockey game. I would just say that the big moments tend to be a little bit more spaced out.
I just say I don't feel like basketball for me and hockey are at all the similar.
Those two are definitely the closest, but I'm talking about more so in the big moments for
It
soccer.
would be somewhere in between like hockey and baseball.
Yeah,
with
that's
intensity.
probably better. That's probably better. Just because baseball's a little bit more, spaced out, I guess.
Different pacing.
So long and boring. I wish they'd speed it up. Go on.
One time at a game, I saw a guy with a white picket fence and a D. And
At
he
a
was trying to
soccer
get,
game? Or,
Yeah,
okay.
he was
Fenced.
implying that the team should be
Fenced.
fenced in. Fenced.
Thank you, Ryan.
Andy got there
Appreciate
first,
that.
so.
Appreciate you guys. The St.
Just trying
Louis,
to make it end faster.
Did you guys see how the
You want me to
St.
tell you a story about the
No,
chickens
please.
again?
I don't want you to say any more things. Ryan's getting the giggles.
It's their
Ryan doesn't care if
You got
you're
one more
amused
day of
anymore
this,
because
man.
he's 100% there himself.
gone.
He is a content cookie over here. You want to see him laugh like a 12-year-old in a room full of boys farting right now. That's what you remind
A 12-year-old in
Yes.
a room full of boys farting?
Yes. They just think everything is
Why
funny.
is that the
See,
metaphor?
look at him. Do you see what he did?
It's accurate.
She
It's
said it on the
it's-
radio.
It's a great metaphor. It's a great metaphor.
She just came up with that randomly, and it's weird.
But it's
Go
spot
ahead,
on.
Ethan. This is your segment. Don't let her ruin it.
Sometimes I wonder. The St. Louis Cardinals had a pretty epic win last night against the Pittsburgh Pirates to win the third game of the series. They held on 5-4 despite leading this game at one point 5-1. It came down to the final out of the game. Before I get to that, J.J. Weatherholt had another extra base hit. His extra base hit streak is now up to 6 after a notable day today as well. Alec Burleson had a home run and then RBI singles from Ivan Herrera and Jordan Walker. So the Cardinals lead 5-4. In the ninth inning, there's 2 outs, and the Pirates have a runner on base. Nick Gonzalez hits a fly ball to deep left field, and Nathan Church robs his 3rd home run of the year to end the game, and that is how the Cardinals won last night's ball game. Like I said, final score of 5-4. They're now 17-13
Not
on
bad.
the year, and also that would have been a home run in 27 of 30 big league ballparks. So, pretty impressive play by Church, who's been very good defensively in left field. So, the Cardinals have responded well after the getting swept by the Mariners this past weekend. They'll be back at home this weekend against the Los Angeles Dodgers. Baseball, the best team in baseball, so it'll be another test. But
Let's rip them apart.
I would love nothing more than that. The Cardinals took
I hope
2
when
out of 3
Shohei
last year.
Ohtani comes here, he looks at the arch and goes, "That could have been mine."
Look, that's kind of been your thing.
He
That,
comes here and we're like, "Turn the lights off. Turn them off.
Don't let him see it.
Don't even let him know."
Put a cloth over it.
Yeah.
And all those birds died.
for the
well,
birds.
I'm pretty sure that the lights at the arch are going to be turning off.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's this weekend. It's pretty
May.
soon. Well, it'll be May this weekend. It's
gonna be May tomorrow.
Yeah.
So
it might be.
Wow, you're really
So
catching
maybe
up.
the arch is going to be disappeared at night,
Shrouded
or he
in
won't be able to see it.
Why are they doing that for the birds?
the
Or is it
birds.
like a David
They don't-
Copperfield
We have
special
to
thing?
end the segment. Trisha demands her time. I'm demanding Trisha's time.
I thought the lights helped the birds.
All right,
Turn
well,
them off.
you guys work it out in the other room, please. Go to the bathroom and talk about it at urinals or something. All right, Trisha in for Annie. Are you okay? Next, don't go away. Stewart's American Mortgage. If you want to get a hold of Stewie to connect yourself with the bagel loan, here's how you do it. 314-324-4440. 314-324-4440. This is such a smart move. If you have a mortgage that you think could be improved, and of course, we're always thinking about rates, where the rates are. That is a very key component of how well you assess your mortgage. But also potentially, maybe you're in a different financial position now than you were before. Maybe you want to shorten the term. Maybe you need to lengthen the term. Who knows what your situation is? Regardless, when you go through and refinance your mortgage with Stewie at Stewart's American Mortgage, you're going to pay $0 in closing costs when you use the bagel loan. And the bagel loan you can only get with Stewie. Call or text him at 314-324-4440. That's 314-324-4440. Stewie is ready to take your phone call. Tell him Annie sent you and get connected with the best deal in the business. Google bagel loan and MLS number 226715.
You've been listening to the very popular Wellness One for many years, Saturdays and Sundays on 97.1 FM Talk. We're happy to share that we've expanded the show to 4 times a week. Yes, 4 times every weekend. Saturday at 10 a.m., Saturday at 8 p.m., Sunday at 9 a.m., and Sunday at 2 p.m. It's the same great show designed to cut through the nonsense and provide you a common sense, science-based strategy for a healthy life. So join TJ and Aaron for Wellness One. Now 4 times a week on 97.1 FM Talk.
Hey, it's Mark Cox. Beat the spring cleaning rush. Call my cleaning heroes at Zero Res. Let Zero Res help you refresh your home with cleaner carpets, fresh floors, and improved air quality. You can check out all of their raging customer reviews online with a 4.9 Google rating. This week, buy 1 room of carpet cleaned, get 1 room of carpet cleaned free, unlimited rooms. Call 314-474-2020 or go online at ZeroResSTL.com.
Welcome to Radio Rental. The scariest stories you've ever heard in your life. All told by real people. And off we go.
This wasn't a human being that I saw. There's something here in this house, something not of this world.
There was a woman moving through the hall. I stepped back and I was completely alone.
Radio Rental is available now. Listen for free on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
If you're drowning in IRS debt and can't afford to pay, then you need to take advantage of special IRS tax programs that are available and free yourself from IRS collection efforts once and for all. Due to the financial hardship consumers are facing throughout the country, the Internal Revenue Service has made it easier to settle delinquent tax problems. An open phone line has been established by Community Tax for consumers to call and see if they qualify. Take down this number or store it in your cell phone, but call the Community Tax Helpline at 800-642-3615. If you owe back taxes to the IRS and cannot afford to pay them back, or even if you have years of unfiled tax returns, there's no need to fear anymore. But you have to call the Community Tax Helpline today at 800-642-3615 for the help that you need. Don't take on the IRS alone. They can attack your wages, savings, pension, home, and even your Social Security check. Call 800-642-3615 for your free consultation and to see if you qualify. That's 800-642-3615.
If your state can legally redraw its congressional map to benefit your party, should they? Pull up a comment here from our YouTube live chat. It says no. It's from Dirk. He says no, just make it fair, period. Well, that's a nice idea. Wish we could figure out how to do that.
That's a little sarcastic, don't you think?
Well,
I like your tone.
You don't have to like it. Dirk has to like it, though, because Dirk is a nice guy.
I doubt Dirk likes your tone.
Oh, he loved it. 2:35. This time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating, Air Conditioning, Electrical, and Plumbing.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
From High Ridge to Pontoon Beach, 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
Is Annie okay with this?
Hey, Trisha, thanks for joining us.
Hi, Annie and crew. Thanks for having me.
You bet.
Hello.
Yesterday, I had all 3 bells over here. Some other show was having a day.
They are all 3 right here.
So I'm going to get them taken away then.
This is a blue bell.
Thank you.
This one doesn't work.
Ryan is saying a lot of things on air today that are technically true. But while we're talking about him, hard to understand.
Relevantly true.
What do you have for us today?
Car maker unveils in-car toilet. It wouldn't be an Annie, are you okay without a toilet story, and there might be a couple of them, so
Okay.
hold your horses. A Chinese electric vehicle maker is drawing attention after patenting a voice-controlled in-vehicle toilet designed for long trips. The unit slides out from beneath a passenger seat and includes a ventilation system.
Of course, it's on the passenger seat.
Waste tank, and even a heating I mean, you'd think you'd put it in the back seat. And
Or the
even a
driver's
heating
seat.
element to reduce odor and moisture.
Ew.
The feature is aimed at road trips and camping. The company has not confirmed when it will hit the market.
Is there any privacy for the passenger who's pooping?
That is unclear. That was my concern when I heard it was in the passenger seat. Like, what's the driver doing?
I'm not really concerned
Hanging
about
out?
the pooper. I'm concerned about everybody else.
Same.
Yeah.
Samesies. Annie, are you okay with car toilets?
No.
What?
Are you high? What is your problem? Do you see him? Look at him. He can't even stay composed.
Just living his
He
best
can't make
life.
jokes without his voice cracking.
He's got the blue
Told you
bell.
like you're a 12-year-old at a farting party.
Oh, yeah, we all remember those. in junior
Giggling,
high.
voice cracking. Pretty
Hey,
soon,
everybody's going over to Jimmy's house. We're all going to rip them.
you're going to get a six-pack of Surge and bring it and pound each
You
sucker
never
there.
plan the farting party. The party becomes a farting party.
Girls did not have farting parties.
Correct.
Neither did boys.
That's not true.
I don't know.
Occurred organically.
Do you
Sounds like you
need
might
to
have.
I mean, dudes will pee in bottles on road trips. There is not an accommodation for girls. And I mean, I'm just eliminating the number 2 aspect of this. We'll keep it at a number 1. But no. I mean, by all means, listen, I grew up in the country. I've peed outside. If you got to go that bad, you just got to pull over and you just got to bumper pee. We've talked about bumper peeing before.
Yeah, I feel like you put toilets in cars, there's going to be that one person in the car that thinks it's okay to use it. And
It will
is
never be
not
sanitary.
okay to use it.
Hit the bump at the most inopportune
Yeah.
time.
What's the difference between having this high-tech thing and just carrying around a jack-o'-lantern?
What?
A ventilation system, waste tank, and even a heating element is the difference.
Oh, yeah.
The heat-
Jack-o'-lanterns can be cold.
Heating element.
No.
No, not
no
okay.
toilets. None.
Fed up farmer wants to make cows ugly to stop selfie seekers.
Oh, these are the Highland
Yep.
cows. I have heard this story before.
These cows are cute.
Are you into these cows?
They are cute.
Would you put a picture from Hobby Lobby up on your wall at the Highland? Is that what they're called? Highland?
I have not, but yes, I would. A farmer in the UK
Write that
says,
down for Christmas, Ryan.
I mean, they're so cute.
Ryan's just going to find
Highland cow
a picture of a cow. It's not at all going to be the cute
Be a
cows.
cow standing.
I
Well, it's going to
found-
be easy to find the Highland cow because there can be only one. Am I right? Hey, there we go.
A farmer in the UK says,
I don't get it, but I don't.
I
think
don't
need
either,
to.
so I'm just going to keep going. He is considering breeding uglier cows to stop influencers from flooding his land for photos. His shaggy Highland cattle have become a social media favorite, drawing crowds to take selfies and feed the animals. The farmer warns the trend is stressing the herd out and creating safety risks. To stop the intrusive photo ops, he is considering crossbreeding the Highland cattle with the white-bred shorthorn, which he describes...
How offensive is it to be like, we need an ugly cow, white-head shorthorn, or whatever you said?
He describes
Come here.
He describes them as good, hardy cows that are not photogenic.
It's like what you say. Never mind.
It's a big cow, but
It's a good, hardy cow.
not one you'd want to be proud of.
Well, you're proud of them, just not taking pictures of them. Annie, are you okay with selfies?
I was going to say not of me, but that's literally what a selfie is. I'll tell you what. I know, like, speaking of influencers, there are a lot of times where I have thoughts about things that are happening in the world, and I think for social media purposes, I should hold my phone up and talk to my phone and get it out there. And I have so many videos where I'm talking and literally I'll say to the camera, nobody wants to hear this. And I just quit. It's like, nobody wants this. Nobody is asking for my face on their phone to be telling them more things than I'm already. So I have a really hard time with that. Also, if I'm taking a selfie, if I'm posting it somewhere, I just think that for me, that's weird. I'll take selfies if I'm if I have to be on stage or something like that, I might take a photo of myself. Usually I just have my camera on and I'll look at myself to see, like, do I have anything in my teeth? Is my part okay in my hair? Is anything out of place? But you would not on my phone find a lot of selfies. I don't really do it. And I really wish this younger generation, specifically of girls, would stop taking so many selfies, please. Ryan's a big selfie taker.
I like selfie sticks.
He doesn't like putting a
But
camera
I don't
on
like
it.
the
Just likes to
camera.
walk around
I just
with
like
it.
with a stick.
What do you do with it?
I just act like I'm a high-end gentleman. Oh, hello, you know.
Holds it up, pulls randos over. He's like,
Yeah. There's no phone on the end.
all right, I'll send that one to you. What's your number?
Florida fecal vandal arrested.
Oh my gosh.
Police in Allamont Springs, Florida, say a bizarre vandalism spree involving human waste has come to an end. A 50-year-old woman was arrested after residents reported feces smeared on cars, mailboxes, and even a neighborhood food pantry over several days. Surveillance video helped identify the suspect, and officers say they ultimately caught her in the act, I believe, in her front yard. Her
Is
own
she
front
mentally
yard.
dealing with something?
You'd think she'd have to be.
She just hates food pantries.
I don't know. What's the rest of the story?
She was in her own front yard vandalizing her house?
Yeah, she was using
With
the
her
bathroom
poop?
in her.
I don't want to have too much fun with this if this person just needs a little extra help.
My
Clearly.
question is, are you okay with graffiti?
No.
Vandalism? I don't know. I assumed you weren't okay with the pooping and probably felt kind of bad for this lady
Are you okay with vandalism?
and the victims.
You go with that?
You know, vandalism.
Yeah. I think the graffiti and the broken windows concept of policing is so important because if you're willing to just live in a place, graffiti is. I know that graffiti can be art, but graffiti by definition isn't art. And you can't. It is graffiti. By definition, is vandalism if you're doing it to something that is not your property and it's not sanctioned for you to go behave in such a way. That's this parking garage or whatever the heck it is. It's just around the block from where we are, where it says city takeover. They're making this Marriott hotel on Tucker. It looks like it's going to be a beautiful renovation of this building, and I'm excited for it. They've repaved Tucker, one of the very main thoroughfares that goes north to south downtown. And I just look around and some of these buildings could just be cleaned up. They wouldn't have to be inhabited right away. They could just be cleaned up. But we don't clean it up. Why is there still graffiti on these buildings? It's been there for years. Years. I mean, I think that city takeover stuff has probably been up there for over 5 years. I hate it. It's
Also,
demoralizing to the community and the neighborhood that we're living and working in.
Graffiti also, I want to publicly shame people who think that learning to write bubble letters is art. It's not.
Okay, so this is a joke. I got it.
No, it's not. Look, I mean, I look at that and I go, somebody thinks that they did something very pretty in writing Ed Box up on the overpass in bubble letters, and you go, maybe you're trying to get a message across, but you thought you did it in a fancy way, and you did not.
It's not what it's about. That's their gang tags. It's not about come see my art. They're not standing next to it going, I did that. That was me. That's not what it is.
But there's two types of graffiti. One is they just write I love Brenda, and the other one is I love Brenda in bubble letters. And one of them thinks that they're doing something nicer.
I can't even argue with this. I don't even know what's happening.
No on graffiti. Pizza Hut is bringing back the Book It program.
Yes! Woo! Man, this is a sign. Win the culture.
Pizza Hut is bringing back its classic Book It reading program just in time for summer. The initiative, which dates back to the 1980s, rewards kids for hitting reading goals with a free personal pan pizza.
Yeah, it does.
Open to students from pre-K through 6th grade, the program now includes a digital app so families can track progress. It runs June through August, combining a push for literacy with
June
a
through
dose
August
of nostalgia.
So this is monitored out of the home.
Yep. Summer reading program.
Ooh, I'm writing it down. Let's go.
Annie, are you okay with Pizza Hut?
Yeah, I like Pizza Hut. I miss our Pizza Hut turned into what I think a lot of them have. They've lost their dining rooms and they are basically carry out or pick up. That makes me sad.
Same. I miss a Pizza Hut buffet in a bad way.
Pizza Hut is one of the things that kind of the elder millennial social media group has talked about Book It and personal pan pizzas and everything that goes along with the nostalgia behind the very red cups and the Pizza Hut glass light fixtures and all that stuff. People want that back a lot. I'm always like, do you really want that back, or do you want the simplicity of that time when that existed back? But I like Pizza Hut pizza. I love their breadsticks. They're so good. And at SIUE, they had Pizza Hut in the cafeteria, you know? So you could get a personal pan pizza and breadsticks. And if they had stuff under the warmer that was expired, you know this trick. Do you still do this?
I already know. I know exactly. This is what I think of when I think of Pizza Hut.
You could wait for something. You could go be like, that's going to expire in 15 minutes. I'll come back. And then they just give it to you.
Or you just stand there.
Yeah.
I don't know that trick.
Must sell by. They'd have pizzas that were made there, and then you'd have to sell them by. They probably were made, I don't know, 2 hours before or whatever. They sat under the warmer for a certain amount of time. And so the pizza that I would get would always be the one that was past time, and they just give it to you.
But back then, when I was in college at SIUE, the breadsticks were so cheap. It was like $1.50 for a full serving of them. So I wouldn't even wait because I'm like, shoot, I'm going to get these right now. $1.50.
Shoot,
I don't even care. It comes with sauce. It's not even 50 cents a piece. It's a great deal. I'm not waiting.
Were you doing the per stick calculation there?
Oh, I was punching it all into my spreadsheet.
He's using his
This is how he got into radio. It was a numbers game. I ran the numbers, and here's where I landed.
Steak and Shake names first MAHA officer. Steak and Shake is moving deeper into the Make America Healthy Again movement, appointing its first ever chief MAHA officer as part of a broader ingredient overhaul. The company says the new role will focus on nutritional standards, ingredient transparency, and long-term customer health. They've tapped Michael Bose, a former senior health policy advisor who used to work with the Department of Health and Human Services, to oversee the changes. His job's already underway. This includes shifts in cooking oil and a push towards simpler, less processed ingredients as the brand attempts to reposition itself in the fast food space. Annie, are you okay with making fast food healthy?
Yeah. It would be nice if we could get to the place where the food that you're eating, even if it's not good for you, and, you know, if going to eat a greasy cheeseburger is not the best thing you could eat, but if you knew you were eating real beef, if you knew you were eating real food, I think that would be way, way better for us. I'm very much so in favor of that. So yay for the Steak and Shake MAHA guy. Very cool. Thanks for being with us, Trisha.
Thanks for having me.
All right, we'll be right back after this with results to the YouTube live chat poll. If your state can legally redraw its congressional map to benefit your party, should they? Yes, to benefit the GOP, yes, to benefit Democrats, or no? We'll be right back. HomeshieldFoundationRepairs.com. Easy to go to the website and learn about how Home Shield Foundation Repair can help you with a whole host of different foundation concerns that you might have. Those wet basements that you're experiencing in the wet, rainy spring, get it fixed once and for all by calling Home Shield Foundation Repair. 314-271-9900. Call 314-271-9900 and connect with Matt Hayes. He's got the best team in the business. They are local. They are homegrown right here in St. Louis. When you call Home Shield Foundation Repair, you're getting local neighbors that know exactly what they're doing, how to solve your problem, and they back up their work. They do everything they need to do to get the job and then some to get it done right and to meet your ultimate satisfaction. Call them at 314-271-9900. Call 314-271-9900 and tell them Annie sent you. Matt Hayes is waiting for your phone call. You can find everything you need to know about waterproofing your basement, piering, even leveling of concrete on your foundation at home when you go to HomeshieldFoundationRepairs.com. Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. So we asked this question today about redistricting, redrawing the maps. Of course, how many states have we seen it in? Left to right, California, Texas, Missouri.
Utah.
I don't really remember that.
That was a court-ordered thing that actually Republicans lost a seat there because of an activist judge.
How old was that?
That's this year.
Missouri, Indiana was part of the conversation, but they decided not to. They would have voted no in our poll today. Florida's in the game now. Louisiana's part of the conversation due to the Supreme Court ruling from yesterday. Virginia, New York was part of this conversation too, and that kind of fell apart. So a lot of states have been in the game right now, and we'll see what happens next. We've asked you in the YouTube poll if your state can legally redraw its congressional map to benefit your party. Should they? Yes to benefit the GOP, yes to benefit Democrats, or no. Text?
Yeah, this one says, I don't like gerrymandering. I wish neither side did it, but blue states have been gerrymandered for so long that red states have to catch up. This
It's
next
totally
one,
a fair assessment, in my opinion.
This next one says, here it is. No map should be drawn with any political party in mind at all. And then this person says, yes, on the poll. Would be nice to see people actually represented instead of being virtue signaled and promise things they will never get. So, yes, I think they're saying benefit GOP.
I really feel like you can't, the only way to do this is to have a nonpartisan entity do it. But I mean, if you even look at the Fed's supposed to be nonpartisan, and there's a lot of accusations of partisanship. So, like, what does nonpartisan look like?
California is supposed to have a nonpartisan entity doing that, and they just get steamrolled.
Didn't they have that as something they could do, and they voted it down? I feel like that's what they
Well,
did.
I don't know recently what they decided to do with their nonpartisan commission.
They voted on it.
But I know that for the history of that state, or at least the recent history, they have had that, and it doesn't do anything.
Well, let's get to the results today. Real quick, Brad, what's your response to this? Should they do it?
Yes, benefit the GOP. I'm an accelerationist
Ryan?
on this.
Yes, absolutely benefit the GOP.
Yeah, I'm pretty much the same as well. We asked you, and your response, 1% of you said benefit the Democrats. 40% said no, and 58% said yes to benefit the GOP. So almost pretty evenly divided there between whether we should or shouldn't, but definitely if we should, it should be to benefit the Republicans. According to you folks, thank you for voting. We appreciate your participation. Keep it right here on 97.1 FM Talk. The Mark Reardon Show coming up next.